Everybody, welcome to episode 14 of the OG. This is the first official episode of Madden 23. The last one was just a little preview of our draft picks. So we've got Mustang and Gom here tonight. Mustang, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing all right. Was better before Fedo took me down.
I guess both of y'all just lost while I was gone this evening. Gom, how are you doing?
Well, if OG had started on time, I would have been able to play Soup, and I would have won too. But me and Mustang can live in misery here.
Sorry to hear that. So Mustang just told me the score of his game. Can we talk about that game real quick? So 52-45, is that what it was?
Yep. 52-45.
So just zero defense. Were y'all playing Smithy's goal line defense on Hail Mary?
Didn't matter what defense I played. Either of us played. It was just wide open guys. I stopped his run a little more, but he had over 500 yards passing the fields, and then I had about 400 passing, 140-ish with my halfback.
How many Mooney have? How many receiving yards did Mooney?
Mooney wasn't as bad as Vaughn dude. Jones, the rookie, had like
Velus Jones,
like
25-year-old rookie receiver.
He had like 275 yards or something crazy.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So it must be a cooldown then.
Yeah, him and Fields both got cooldowns. So
poor Bears getting cooldowns. That's the last thing the Bears need are cooldowns.
Fedo, run the ball, dude. Learn to run the ball. I don't understand why Fedo, in all these years of Madden, never learned.
He didn't do terrible running. He had some.
Why would you run when you get there for 500 yards?
I think I had my second incompletion in the fourth quarter.
Oh my god! Lance throws his second incompletion before the game starts.
Does that mean were there no picks in there either? Like
no picks, no turnovers.
Oh my god!
We scored. It was just touchdown.
So that was the opposite of the Lions Vikings game. That was 10-9. Is that what the final score was?
Well, I mean,
beautiful game.
To me, if you're ever imagining a Bears Texans games, aren't you just thinking of shutdown like major offenses?
Well,
Texans,
I mean,
Bears,
up until
those are like the best offensive teams in the league.
I had two really good defensive games my first 2 weeks, and going against Fedo, I thought it would be like someone scored in the teens, someone scored maybe 20, 22, 24 points ish in that area, and totally did not go as expected.
I'm pretty sure the over-under on JermVegas, if he put a line on that, would have been around 40 or 35.
Probably. Yeah.
Well, if anyone picked us for the highest scoring game of the week, they would have won. But I doubt anyone's going to pick us for that.
I don't even know if that would have been an option. I would have been shocked if
was it one of the options.
That is an option.
Yeah, was it one of the? Really? I always make the $30 games the options for that, so I can just copy and paste it.
Well, there you go. So if a Fedo bet on that, we have to really think about this.
This season is so unpredictable just because everybody has stock rosters. So you have no idea what you're going to get game to game. You could have a 10-9 game or you could have a 52-45 game. You really don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I think everyone's still.
But I enjoy the stock rosters.
I was going to say, I think everyone probably thinks that their defense is going to do what they were doing at the end of Madden 22 when they were actually all still good. And it doesn't work quite as well when you have stock rosters.
So you enjoy stock rosters. Gom hates stock rosters.
I love stock rosters.
No, you don't. You love trading everybody. I bet Gom's favorite day of the year is today, cut day in the National Football League, where he just sees everybody lose their job. That's your favorite day.
Just offense. I really never do too much defensive trading. It's just offense. I never like it.
So Mustang, you're 2-1 now, and Fedo's 1-2, right? Because he had lost both of his. Because I beat Fedo week 1. I beat him week 1 on a last-second touchdown. Well, I can't remember touchdown. Less than a minute. And then Packers, the temporary Packers coach, beat him pretty good actually.
Codfish.
Yeah, he says he switched to the Jets playbook this week and had his offense in sync. So
well, I'm about to switch
to the Jets
playbook. If that's the case.
Lucky me.
So Gom, you got your first taste of your new division rival Soup in the game of the week. And
well, I mean, it was the same taste I had when I played him when he wasn't in my division. It was definitely a salty taste. Salty Soup.
Salty Soup. Nobody likes salty Soup.
Except Soup didn't have to be salty because he was just too busy dancing.
So what destroyed you? Was it Kamara or?
No, actually, our first half of the game was extremely even. It was just a completely opposite of Mustang's game. I think it was 6-3 approaching halftime or something like that. And then I was actually using CMC a little bit more. and I threw this nice little flat pass to CMC that he really should have been wide open. Well, not wide open, but open for on the sideline, and he stopped about 10 yards while on his route to the sideline for whatever reason. I purposely did. I have to fight to do it too.
Route.
When I say it, it's like, you know, like my throat.
You might say route, but I still hear route every time.
So, what do you connect your internet to, Gum?
A router. A router. Yeah.
Do you really?
No.
The roto router?
No. To a modem.
Modem.
Yeah, but then your modem connects to something else.
It's through the modem.
Modem connects to the wall.
So Soup is now what, 3-0? I don't think he's lost yet, has he?
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, like if you watch the replay of that play, it's just crazy because it was an easy throw to CMC for whatever reason. He stops, and ball just sails right over top of him to Soup's user, who happens to be coming. He gets a pick six. It's all downhill from there. So great game ruined by Screw.
You're going to miss the next 3 games, or are you playing your next game?
Nope, because we advance Thursday. I mean, if some miracle happens and we actually get all our games in by tomorrow morning, then
no,
sure. But I don't see that being.
Me and Brock play Wednesday, probably around 10:30.
Yeah. So presuming we have our normal Thursday advance, then I will miss 3 weeks for sure, because I come back next Thursday, but late Thursday. So I think our advance is supposed to be Friday for week 7. So providing
the following week, sorry.
Yep, 48 hours, because we got a Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, or Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. So 3 weeks for sure, possibly 4, because I have one flight connection on the way home on Thursday night that I only have an hour and a half for. And
just updated Neon.
Don't think you can trust flights to be on time these days, so we'll see.
So if PAX is number 1 in vacations, you have to be number 2.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. You're always
the only other one that's even close is Sinex.
Yeah. Yeah. Sinex is on one trip.
I feel like a lot of people actually go on vacations and they just don't announce it, and they like still have their laptop with them. I'm
you usually do as well. Didn't you play us in like Europe or something a few years ago?
Yeah,
I did. Usually I do bring it. This one just won't work nearly as well, unfortunately.
You just didn't want to play me.
Yes, that was the reason. That's why I wanted.
That's why you passed on the Seahawks.
That is why I asked Leak, please take the Seahawks so I don't have to play Jerm twice.
Or is Leak in the schedule? Maybe you're trying to avoid Leak.
Leak is actually going to be the only NFC West team that I do get to play this season, because of those 3 games I'm missing, all 3 of them are the other NFC West teams. So Leak.
So I have 11. I have 11 games left against Leak in Madden 23, and he almost beat me.
First one was a doozy.
He almost beat me in the first game.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance at some point he will get me, and I will never hear the end of it for the rest of my life.
I was, not to be mean to you, I was kind of hoping he would win.
I know you were. I know you were in my chat. I knew you were. I know what you're pulling for. I could feel it through the. If he wasn't dancing, that set up bad karma whenever he danced in the end zone.
I think if Leak ever did beat you, he should just retire from the league right afterwards.
Well, Leak gets like 150 rushing yards in the third quarter and decides, I guess that's not working well enough. Let me throw 3 interceptions now.
He did throw back to back, I think. But he only had 6 pass attempts, and he was beating me.
Well, don't stop Walker. Chuck it down the field. Yeah, he was running around nice with Walker. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, Gom, that means you're 1-2 right now.
Yep. So I'm going to be 1-5.
You're 1-5
when I return.
Tank Gom.
Going
on a trip.
That's right. Oh well, no,
we're gonna need to see pictures.
I extended my vacation for an extra 2 weeks because we just love it down here in Colorado so much.
So Mustang, it means you're 2-1, tied with the Jags, who also lost this week.
Oh, did they? I didn't even notice. Who'd they play?
He got smoked by Johnny, I believe.
Oh, I'll play Johnny next.
Johnny looks like a powerhouse.
I play him in week 4.
Johnny's average is 35-18 in his 3 games.
Got to say the AFC is looking very top heavy. with the Johnny and Pax, obviously, and good old Jake.
Jake, and then.
Well, I just mean like of the elite. Like I think of all the teams that have been playing so far, those three, and maybe Soup are probably like
Mustang
the
upset
best.
Brock week 2.
Attaboy Mustang.
I got to play Brock next.
I got lucky a little.
Well, when you have like a 70 overall team, you got to get a little lucky with some games.
Yeah. I would have counted you in amongst the really elite players playing right now, but when you almost lose to Leak, I mean
me, buddy, I won both of my games in the final minute. Both of them. I was down in the final minute. I had to go score a touchdown to win it.
Keep expecting Kittle to win every catch in traffic, and he just refuses to do it.
That's not true. Kittle's done mostly well.
Has he?
Yeah,
that's good.
I threw one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my life to Leak in the pick 6. Like 3 minutes left, it gave him the lead.
So before the season started, when we were scrimming, I know you had some issues with Trey Lance's accuracy. How have you found that in the?
He still misses quite a bit, but it hasn't been like that one game. That one game I had against you in our little scrimmage was insane. He had like 13 inaccuracies that game. It was wild. So let's see. Well, I did complete the top 100. Was not nearly as in depth as it was last year. I think I had about 10 or 11 forms filled out.
That's it.
Yeah, but I mean, still, that's kind of a lot. I didn't really push it too much. I just wanted to get enough to get 100 players. So we will go over that here in a little bit, but first, let me go through some of these questions because I sent out the form to be filled out for this, and there's actually a decent bit.
I think we need some sort of like little musical thing for every time, right before we go over questions.
Well, that's your job. Bring something to the table, Gom, other than the freaking T-shirt that you didn't even buy for me.
I did give him a link, and for anyone who wants one, Germ will get 10% of all 10%
from the logo that I had to purchase.
Yeah, and you can put it on your coffee cups or even on your McDonald's cups, like Germ is holding right now.
Yeah, I'm made poor decisions tonight, but I did play basketball for 2.5 hours, so
yeah. Germ recognizes his poor decisions, and this is why his hat is on forward tonight. Just so you know.
I'm forward thinking. I have the 49ers now, so we are facing forward.
So this logo is already obsolete. We need to flip this around.
No, this is just for today. I can't find my hat that I like to wear backwards, and my hair's too long to wear this hat backwards, so because it's not a fitted hat. Anyways, you don't need to know about the hat. Somebody wants to know about playoff predictions. We'll do that in a little bit. Early season surprises on any teams so far. Mustang starting off 2-0 is a little bit surprising, and then Afeto going 0-2, a little bit surprising.
And then they ruined the surprise by playing today the way they did.
It's true.
Sinak's going 0-2. It's a little surprising.
Sinak's going 0-2. Let me pull up the standing.
Sinak's going 0-2 with Tua is not shocking, but definitely surprising.
Trigger being 0-3. I kind of expected a little more from Trigger with the Colts. I think he's 0-3. Did that game end?
Yeah, he just lost to McGee while we were talking.
I knew it was on, and he was down 14 a few minutes ago. The Jags have looked pretty decent so far, but then Johnny kind of humbled him. Nobody surprised by Pax being 3-0.
Codfish.
Yeah, that's a good one. He temporarily replaced Seymour. Seymour's gonna be gone for another 2 weeks, and so we got Codfish to take over that team temporarily. As calm, that's very bright. Codfish has been great though. I could not ask for a better temporary coach. So he has pretty much solidified himself as the next waitlister to get a spot, I would say.
I would say Flat having a really rough start. I think a lot of people picked him to win that division.
Yeah, for sure. And Dark was 2-0. Did he play his third game yet?
Don't think so.
I don't think. I updated Dion a few minutes ago.
Yeah, Dark crushed me pretty good. I definitely was not expecting that kind of game from him.
I haven't seen any of your games yet. Every time you play, it's always when I'm either playing or not around.
'Tis true.
Which is rare because I'm always around.
Dark played a fantastic game. Like he uses Saquon perfectly, and I tell you, he is beyond the moon that he didn't get the Patriots. And he even said that he might have had to go to the wait list if he got the Patriots because the Giants are at least
the same way with
the Giants are at least a fun team, and the Patriots are not fun. And the way he uses the Giants, I bet he's thrilled about it because I tell you, he just dominated me from that whole game.
Yep. We have Fun Skittles, 3-0 Skittles, who plays. I guess he played a little bit of defense against Smithy. First two games, he averaged giving up 40 points a game.
Now he's just got to play JermVegas.
I don't ever have.
Come on.
I don't think Skittles has ever played, and he's been here since the inauguration of JermVegas.
How many times does Skittles actually post in the chats?
It's not often.
Yeah.
He's got a good stream though.
I think he might be the person who posts the least because Taste does get in and post sometimes.
Yeah, he definitely posts the least, but he is also always around on draft night.
Yep. And he does, and he's always around when you DM him. I guess he just doesn't hang out and chat. He's always playing something.
He will he'll talk a little bit during the off season. He does the draft. I think he talks some during free agency and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I love hearing him call his players hoes. Come on, ho.
I will say also, I'm a little surprised to see Koopa 0-3. Even though obviously that division's tough, that's a good Browns team, and I barely beat him.
Koopa still swears that Madden hates him.
It might be true. I'm not surprised he's 0-3, but I also would not have been surprised if he was 3-0.
Yeah.
I just never know what you're going to get from Koopa.
Yeah. Maloney didn't he get smoked the first game and now he's 1-2 in a row?
Yep.
They threw like 8 picks or something.
Who was his first game? It wasn't against the Powerhouse, was it? I remember being a little bit surprised by it.
I almost feel like it was McGee. No, it wasn't McGee.
Was it McGee? McGee beat someone else.
McGee hasn't been doing good though.
McGee beat a
No, it was V-Bank. So I mean, really, that's.
Oh yeah, V-Bank smoked him.
Yeah, so that's not a big shock. And then
47-18 though. That's pretty nasty.
And he just barely beat Koopa again.
Well, I think he had 4 pick sixes. I don't even think V-Bank hardly had. Let me look.
You didn't mention V-Bank in the powerhouses for the AFC. He's definitely up there.
Yeah, V-Bank had 199 yards of offense and scored 47 points.
That's why I was saying the AFC is like playing like the powerhouse league so far this year. Like, because besides Soup, nobody in the NFC has really done anything of impact yet. Yeah. I don't think.
I've played 2 bad rosters and beat them on the last second. So.
Yep. Because our NFC leaders that are undefeated still. I mean, Dark has been playing well, and obviously Skittles 3-0, which is I love it. But
Packers are 3-0, but he didn't play the first game. Sim.
Yeah. Can you imagine Seymour coming back to like 8-0 record or whatever? He'd be like, "Thank you."
Yeah, no kidding. He's playing just like Seymour. I mean, Seymour will probably be winning those games too. So.
Yep.
Makes sense. All right, let's go back to the questions here. You might want to talk about the declining and acceptance of penalties. I think we talked about that some last year, but
last year I'm talking about it for a while. It's nice and fresh.
Yeah, I mean, I jokingly said that I said let's talk about roughing the passer the other day. That was just a league gag. I mean, for the most part, everybody's going to accept most penalties, unless usually you can tell when one is just terrible.
I'm one that actually declines penalties. Yet I've been in a few cases to where I accepted one that was questionable and it was kind of controversial. But now I'm also like, I'm not the accept every time guy either.
Yeah, I don't accept everyone. If I do something stupid that I shouldn't be rewarded for, like if I accidentally run into, like if I turn in the receiver and then accidentally get a pass interference, like I'm not going to accept that, stuff like that. I think it's my fault.
Yeah. And if something's thrown like out of bounds and you get a pass interference, it's like, dude, no, that shouldn't happen. But I'll tell you, people are very much more willing to decline penalties when they're up 2 to 3 scorers.
Fact. Big fact.
Like there are a few people who are good. Like I remember seeing a
like,
game when it's like even and they declined it. Yeah, I know. I declined it.
It's easy to decline.
I did one, and then they asked, "Why did Mustang do that?" And I think Tyrant said, "Mustang doesn't like winning."
Mustang
hates winning.
Yeah, to me, anyways. Like I know you only get a few seconds to decide if it was legit or not, but for the most part, I feel like you can tell if something's legit.
Yeah.
It's hard. Some of the pass interference ones, when it's not the animation, are hard.
Yeah.
When it's a user.
Yeah, like
sometimes all you gotta do is
like or something,
brush them a little bit, and
that's kind of what happened. So that happened against Fellow. I don't know. You may have been watching. He threw a terrible pass over the middle of the field, like 30 yards downfield, and it was so bad that I was Tarvarius Moore, and I ran to the yellow circle and just waited, like I was catching a punt, and then I hit triangle or whatever to try to catch it, and it didn't give me the animation, so I couldn't. I wasn't moving, and then his receiver runs into me, and I got a DPI, which he accepted. And it was a 30-yard penalty and a huge play in the game because it was. I think it would have been 3rd and 10 right after that. I can't remember, but it was a very huge play, and like it should have been a pick, and likely a pick 6 because the fastest guy on the field. But yeah, that one I didn't love, but
right after that, you got mad injustice, and you won the game.
I did win the game, but I'm not saying anything wrong by accepting that. I'm just saying that was one that was kind of weird. Yeah. Shouldn't have been called. Will fullback dive make a return based on fall forward being better this year? Gom swears that fall forward is not better. I swear that fall forward is better.
My game against Fedo wasn't that great. My little dude was falling forward a bunch. There was one really egregious one that the Fedo did. I had him like 4 or 5 yards in the backfield on a toss. He kind of stopped and squared his shoulders and then ran forward and did this ridiculous like stumble, fall forward to
I hate
the
those.
one.
The animation is terrible where they're falling.
It was like a 6-yard fall forward and he got a first down. It should have been a loss. I
haven't seen one of those in the 2 games I've played. I did see it once or twice in my scrims with Gom.
I'm hoping people agree with me on this one because every single game I've played, it looked.
It's not as bad as last year. I swear to God, it's not even close.
Quite as bad. But
that's all I need to hear.
Good.
It's not good, but it's better.
My tiny little running back should hardly ever get fall forwards, and he gets them pretty often.
Well, that's just mad being stupid.
I think when we get to season 5, 6, we're going to see the exact same level.
Oh, well, that's what I was about to say. We've got all these stock players that are like 78, 80 overall running the ball right now. So that's why we're probably not seeing as much because the defensive players are probably better tackle than they are break tackle.
I don't know if it matters.
No.
I really don't think ratings matter. My 62 dudes doing it.
I think it matters because I mean, if somebody runs into Fred Warner or they run into one of my linebackers, it's much different than when they run into the corner and they like. I see a lot more animations where they stop them in their tracks this
year. In season,
yeah. What's y'all's opinion on 2-year max contract re-signing for Superstar and Superstar X Factors? I think the only time it'll ever be difficult is with quarterbacks, but PAX proved that wasn't really too difficult because Lamar signed immediately on the 2-year with the calculator.
I don't remember the specific reasoning why we did it for X Factors because you'd think that, I mean, if you'd only doing a 2-year contract for an X Factor, then you just keep resigning him for 2 years forever.
Right, but it's a bigger cap hit each time. It's a much bigger cap hit. If you sign them for 4 or 5 years, those first few years are pretty cheap. Now it's guaranteed a larger cap hit every year.
Yeah. So
it makes it harder to keep those guys, and you have to make more decisions. That's why we did it. But.
Yeah.
I guess it's given we only plan to play 6 seasons, it makes sense to do it that way. Seems kind of harsh in some of the re-signs, and if it ever causes a player not to want to re-sign, that would suck. But maybe the tax is going to be enough to never have that happen.
Yeah, and then you got the franchise tag too, which would probably be cheaper than the tax anyway.
I would prefer doing regular contracts and we like do every other season a sim or something. And that would really get you your players to age and stuff. I know it'd be very polarizing, but I always love those setups.
I always thought about doing a side league that did the play a year, sim a year, play a year, sim a year, play 2 years, sim a year, so you can get through like 11 or 12 seasons.
Yeah. Your draft picks matter a lot more and all your long-term signings. And
Smithy could win a Super Bowl. I mean, and everybody wins, right?
That's right.
Sim Super Bowls are just as good as played ones.
Yeah. Team building.
Yeah.
You'd see Gom selling and buying every year.
Only offense.
So Gom, you traded. I just posted the Baker trade a little bit ago.
Goodbye, Baker. Second time.
So tell us all your quarterback real quick.
Tell me who my quarterback is now?
Yeah.
Well, since Jerm didn't want to watch my last game.
I was playing basketball, Gom.
I basically went with Josh Rosen, and he honestly played well. Sam Darnold was sitting on my roster making $20 million for 1 year with no bonus. And I basically made a few other trades, like bringing in Evan Engram, who cost a little bit of money. So I couldn't actually afford to keep Darnold on my roster, not that I probably would have anyway. And Josh Rosen seemed like the best option of what was sitting on that nice, pristine waiver wire full of great quarterbacks.
So why do you do an offense purge and then get an old tight end, even though he's pretty good?
He's old. Well, he's not that old. He's 27.
Dom only sees speed.
Was he 20? I thought he was 29.
No, 27.
Okay.
He saw the speed.
Well, it's basically like, speed. Like Tommy Tremble's solid. Like he's just a rookie or I think he might be a rookie or year one star. 20, but he's only 22 years old, but he's also a little bit slower. I mean, he will get there eventually, but I feel like I
10 yards on the field eventually.
I mean, considering that I purged DJ Moore, and I figured I at least need to have a tight end threat that can make people have to stay away from CMC and shorts.
Okay, so why'd you get rid of Moore? He seems like something you'd really like.
You know, I did like him when we were practicing in the league, like before, like when me and Jerm were playing our first few games. Moore was like catching everything in traffic, and then we went to this league, and clearly the settings that we were doing here is vastly different than what Jerm had in his league originally, because you close, but every time I would throw to Moore in traffic, he was no longer made those.
You played one game with DJ Moore.
No. Even in practice, like I would just throw to Moore, and
the defenses are gods, Gom. You know this.
Talk about practice.
We talk about practice.
Regardless, I was basically like, you know what?
Stop spinning, Gom. Just say you want speed, and you'll give it. You'll do whatever it takes.
To keep DJ Moore just because he would have been a much better option than Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson's fast, but he's 29. Like I have no use for him because he's going to drop off a cliff immediately. But DJ Moore was the piece that was going to get me the pick that I needed, so I did it.
How do you know you need that pick?
Well, I always need picks.
Because he's tanking.
Dude, have you never met me? I don't think there's been one season where I haven't had two firsts in the first season.
Gom is a draft pick whore. Draft pick whore and speed whore.
Yeah, one's usually a little higher.
I love the draft picks too.
Yeah, well, and this is supposed to be like a new fun draft, right, and everything. So I like to build.
I would love to have a first round pick, but I don't.
Well, because you want to keep all of your good players for some weird reason.
Oh wait, who did the Dolphins trade that first to?
Huh? The Dolphins still have their first.
But don't they have years?
It's my first. The other first he lost because of the.
Yeah, he traded your first to someone. I can't remember.
No, he still has it, I think. Because I just talked to him a little bit ago, and he said he still had a first and second or something.
Okay, maybe. Oh, wait,
maybe it got
maybe
vetoed
that's.
Or something.
Yeah, I think he got vetoed. Maybe that was for the Brady trade, the original one, or something.
I don't remember.
Or no, I don't know.
Let's see. Most interesting moves or team build directions so far. So
I'm trading DJ Moore.
We don't need to talk about me again.
We can.
Let's rehash that again.
Afeto has traded. Let's just rewind. Afeto is starting only players 25 and under. He is going straight build only, and he traded Roquan, and Roquan is an absolute god. Leak had Roquan, and every single must thing you watch the game. Everywhere I threw the ball or everywhere I ran, Roquan was right there. I've never seen anything. I've never seen a better CPU player than Roquan going up against him. It was crazy.
What was he using him as a pass rusher or as
no? It was just a regular linebacker, coverage linebacker.
Yeah, Feto's team's so young. He's got to rebrand as the Cubs now.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. We've got Sinex going all in, even though he was 0-2, trading for Brady. What receiver? Oh, he won Beckham in the lottery.
He won Beckham, and then he
traded for Isabella, and then he flipped Isabella too.
Good old...
For how much Brock loves immersion, his Brock Bro greatness goes and trades for Huntley and plays Huntley over Brady. Pure immersion right there, 100%.
Opposite of immersion.
Yeah. Of course, we know going into the season where our friend Pax said that he would not be making a single trade.
We knew that was a lie. And
that he was going to just get draft picks. So
the lie detector results determined that was a lie.
I don't think that happened. Yeah.
He got Vita Vea, who he called Vita Vey on his stream. What other big guys did he get? Oh, he got Isabella from Sinex.
Yeah, got his speedy boy.
And then he flipped the linebacker with the Chargers, Queen and Murray.
Maybe I'm so used to end of the release crazy trades that we get in M22, but I feel besides a few of these, most of these trades weren't all that splashy.
No, there weren't any huge ones.
There could have been one.
Well,
Jerm knows which one. It would have been so splashy.
Would have been splashy, but it would have been so stupid too.
Well, Mustang, you know too. Mustang is, after all, Mustang is part of the trade committee, and Jerm is the overlord of the trade committee.
Trade committee overlord.
He's the tie. He's like the speaker. He's the vice president. He's the tiebreaker.
Yep.
And the one that posted, because apparently nobody knows how to write it up and post it themselves. It's incredible.
Mustang tried a couple times.
I've done some.
What, 2? 1?
About 4 or 5.
Yeah. But our other red friends are far too busy to post. Far too busy.
Well, I'm pretty sure MHC's house is like underwater.
Yeah. Yeah. Jerm is the only one with free.
Perhaps so. Okay, let's find another question. Who is this? Flap wants to know, how do I stop throwing interception? Do you feel more comfortable under center or shotgun? Gom loves under center. I don't. I feel like
so do I.
I don't like it. Like the only time I like it is if it's a play action or something, because if you just do a quick little 5-step drop under center, the pressure is so freaking fast when you're under center.
I don't hold the ball very long.
I mean, you got to get rid of it quick if you're snapping under center without a play action or anything.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I always preferred under center, and I think in part I like it because nobody else does it, and so everybody's just used to seeing people in shotgun all the time, that they kind of know how to defend it. And when you see under center, it's like, what? It must be a run. It must be.
Yeah.
But then they're like, but it's gone. It can't be. So
I like to throw people off. I like to pass out of run formations and then run out of pass formations.
I need to get better at running out of shotgun. I don't do it enough, and it can be pretty effective.
That's why I upgraded my entire interior line, because my starters were like 67, 58, 65 in the middle. And I made a trade with Fedo to get like an 80 overall center, and then I signed a couple upper 70s guards.
Oh, look at that. We've only got 4 games left this week already. And one of them is Jerm.
Was it, what night? Sunday night, man. Sunday night was crazy.
Probably the most active game in history.
Yeah, we advanced. Well, I think we advanced like an hour or so early. But like at 10:20 Sunday night, which is 20 minutes after what the scheduled advance was, there was either like 11 games done or playing right then. Crazy. There was 9 games on at the same time.
And this, people, is why we always want our drafts to be Sunday evenings, because everybody's here.
Even though all of them will be Wednesday this year.
Yeah, apparently.
Yep. Division winner.
So we didn't help Flap though. How does he stop throwing interceptions?
Oh yeah, right. We never answered that question. Did we?
I didn't mean.
Maybe we just know that it's.
I just don't throw the ball.
Don't throw in the coverage.
Just throw quick flats to your running backs before they have it.
Before you snap the ball, have a plan, and then have a plan B. If you go up there and snap it without a plan, then you're gonna throw picks.
You want to hear a
throw
surprising?
Deep balls. Just don't throw them.
Yeah, a surprising stat, Germ. I've yet to throw a pick in 3 games.
No, you're throwing like
Well,
6.
Well
next game.
done.
Well,
yeah, you didn't just jinx yourself.
There was a few that could have been picks, and I am playing Johnny next week, so
no,
that's rough. But I've yet to. And that's. I
Johnny
don't
just
think I've
had
ever
like
started
6,
the
I think.
season
Yeah.
and not thrown a pick in the first 3 games ever.
It's pretty hard.
Flap, I'll tell you what you do, Flap. You trade CD Lamb away, because the moment you traded Cooper, or was it Cooper, and then somebody else, his other receiver, so all he had left was his running back and nothing else last year, Flap started dominating.
No, Flap traded Cooper and then had like his worst season.
Yeah, he sucked.
Well, after Cooper, but that was
then the next season is when he was really good.
I mean, it took him one additional season to realize
it was a big growing pain. Then he was good.
But I think more so that it was just because he kept looking at Aaron Donald and just being demoralized every time he watched him on defense, because he was the piece that came on that Cooper trade. And once he realized that he was never going to get a pass rush out of Donald, he could focus on winning again.
Gameplay expectations. Not really sure what he means.
Madden 22.
Yeah.
Point two. Slight difference.
Dark horses. We can talk about that when we talk about. We'll do playoff predictions after I go through all these. Rookies that are under the radar but could be elite. And he put Sam Williams as an example, as a defensive end. I don't know who Sam Williams is. Flat put it, so I guess Sam Williams is his defensive end.
Well, could have been the DT. I tried to sign of his, and he was like, "Give me my DT back," and I had to cut him. I was sad. He was going to be my best new DT.
Sad times. Your rookie running back is he still going crazy, Mustang?
He had a pretty good game against.
I almost picked him in fantasy, but I didn't. We can talk about fantasy here. Let's do.
Yeah. There's a few. Olave or however you pronounce his name.
Olave.
Yeah.
Olave.
Olave. He's
almost.
He's tearing it up.
He had like 300 yards after 2 games.
I think I did pick him.
But he did a whole lot of nothing in game 3.
Oh, really? No, okay.
But that was kind of intentional on my part.
Well, I guess you covered him and nobody else.
Well, honestly, he did not have that. Taysom Hill just burned me for like 2 stupid contested touchdowns. So
Taysom Hill.
I
didn't even know he was playing. I thought he was still. Is he not terrible in the game?
He is terrible in the game, but apparently
is he
not.
tight end?
He's playing the Panthers.
Yeah, he's a star tight end.
So stupid.
90 speed tight end. What star dev? He's 32. He's got him for a year, but he's 90 speed.
This is why I lost. Rosen threw a few picks.
Rosen. Because you got to throw your first year with Felipe Franks and Josh Rosen. You do the weirdest stuff. I can't help it.
I do it to entertain you, brother.
I think
That's why it was such a tragedy that Leak took the Seahawks. He wouldn't even had to get rid of a quarterback.
Yeah, he would have been like,
everything was perfect the way it was. I would have had.
No, you would have gone Easton probably.
No,
you would have gone Locke.
Easton is sitting on the waiver on the free agency. If I wanted Easton,
because you have the god Josh Rosen. You don't need.
That's right.
Why didn't you pick up Jimmy Garoppolo?
Too expensive.
If you wanted to win, you can sign him. You can afford him. I think he only wants like $8 million.
Josh Rosen's played really well, and he actually got a throw power the moment I got him. So he's already an 89 throw power.
Yeah, because he could feel the cheese the second you sign him.
He's like, yes, I get a good team.
Which rookie quarterback will finish with the best touchdown interception ratio? Who even are the rookie quarterbacks? I don't even think there's any.
It's definitely not Pickett because he's already thrown. He threw 7 game 1.
Yeah. I don't even know if he'll keep Pickett. Didn't he?
And then we have Malik, and he is not doing well in Tennessee. And then we have Ritter and the Falcons
and Corral.
Yeah. So
Corral's already way in debt.
I might want to say Pickett.
It's going to be Pickett.
And he already threw 7 in game 1. And might win it. Oh, okay. Touchdown interceptions. It might be Malik Willis just because Tace isn't going to throw enough probably to get a lot of picks.
No.
Maloney is more of a gunslinger, so he'll have his great games and they'll have his 6-7 pick games, kind of like I do sometimes.
How many?
Yeah, because
you look.
He's 7-10 right now. So 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
Mustang, you were looking at the draft class a little in depth. How many first round quarterbacks are there?
3 right now, I think. 3 to
What
4.
were the top 2 names?
Kidd
Sammy
and
Kidd?
Riddle.
Kid.
Ronnie Riddle and Sammy Kidd, yeah.
Those are sweet names.
Yeah.
Very
And then the other
immersive
one's
names.
like DeCloud or McCloud, like he's Star Fox or something.
Yeah. Oh, and officially, nobody's changing names this year.
Nope.
Not allowing it. Ruins the immersion.
Yeah.
Yep.
You draft a Sammy Kidd, you don't need to change names.
Yeah,
No.
Sammy Kidd's too good. We need back to the days of Robert Arshimbo.
Ronnie Riddle. I think watch leak draft Ronnie Riddle. I'm calling it.
Ronnie Riddle to leak. I'd like to play it. Well, who is his quarterback? Kurt Keaton. So going from Kurt Keaton to Ronnie Riddle a few years later.
Batman to the Riddler.
There you
Leak's going to draft a new quarterback every year for the entire CFM.
Let's see. Team most likely to run the table. Kind of early on this one.
Baltimore.
Well, is it Baltimore? Like
V-Bank a couple times. He's got Jake next.
Has Pax won many games in a row though? I just can't remember.
It's a new season.
Maybe,
He's won 3
like
in a row.
12 only.
He's won 3.
I think so. Maybe 12. Yeah.
Soup, I guess.
I was gonna say Soup has a really good shot at it.
Well, it'll be interesting. Soup does play your division, so you have a chance to stop him.
Me?
Yep. Our division plays your division this year, so you'll be playing Soup at some point.
You're not my extra game? I thought you were my extra game.
Yeah,
I do play because I know the Bucks go to San Francisco.
That's why, because remember, 3 games I'm missing, all NFC West.
Yeah.
I guess Johnny has a chance too. He's got to beat Brock twice, though, so that'd be tough.
That would be tough. Yeah, I'm going to say nobody runs the table this year. No, I mean somebody might go undefeated during the regular season, but I think they'll get tripped up in the playoffs if that happens, which usually does happen. Gom, did you fill one of these out?
No.
Okay, somebody acted like you.
Oh, that's nice.
Somebody filled one out as Gom. Topics to discuss Gom's tendencies. And question is, can't wait to get to know you better.
What?
Okay.
I guess Gom wants to get to know me a little better.
I guess I have a fan out there.
Somebody's a troll.
But is
that you, Joe Daddy?
Troll.
Seems like Joe Daddy. Seems like something Joe Daddy would do.
Or Mustang. Mustang seems to be smiling.
My trolls are so much better than that.
I was gonna say
Mustang does have some pretty decent.
That would have been pretty beneath you.
That's kind of. It was like a C- troll right there.
Yeah.
Very disappointed.
I shouldn't even read it. Shouldn't give you time of day. Player looks. Players look awful, and it drives me crazy.
Except for my one DT that I got his weight increased from 279 to 280. He looks cool. All the rest of them look stupid. So I can always tell when he makes a tackle because he's the only one that looks different.
He looks normal.
Well, like I was saying, when Madden 23 looks exactly and plays almost exactly the same as Madden 22, I don't mind if there's a few little things that are different, even if they're ridiculous.
I don't want to be playing NFL Blitz.
At least it's different.
It makes the game even feel more arcadey than it's supposed to be.
Agreed. I hate it. Do the DBs have better hands now? I don't think so. I've seen a lot of DB drops.
Linebackers still have shitty hands.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of bad drops.
That's why you gotta get the lurker warners.
Do we have to live with the obese linemen and backbreaker linebackers now? I mean, everyone literally looks like a bodybuilder.
I mean, I would mind changing them, but that's a shit ton of work.
I mean, that's editing 53 players per team.
Yeah,
here you go. Just go on Blimp Cam, and then they look so small that you can't tell if they're little or a little bit fat.
That's
problem solved.
1,600 players.
Have DBs become significantly better than last Madden? Is man coverage the main coverage used so far? From what I've seen, people are using a ton of zone right now. I know my opponents have been using a ton of zone. I think
Zone's
well,
a little bit
Fedo
better.
used a lot of man against me. I'm probably
I think
50,
if Fedo and I were using a lot of man, and it didn't matter. We were torching each other in man and zone. So
Yeah.
if you asked me that after my game, I would say DB play is terrible, but that's just our teams are shit. So you know.
As long as this year is the year that everyone has get so used to press bail that they just torch it all the time. Because now we've had like 2 or 3 seasons on it. Because people are still using it quite a ton. At least in all
It
3
almost
games I
feels
played.
like you have to use it, Calm. The times if I'm in man and I don't do something like that, the receivers are just like doing that animation where they completely torch the DB. Not like get like a step or two like it used to be. It's like they'll dodge the CB and then they won't even be on the screen when they throw the ball to them. I think that happened to Jerm, and Jerm just happened to get a safety over there versus Leak.
Yep.
EK just
Oh yeah.
shucked your dude and tossed him to the ground.
He didn't even touch him.
Yeah,
he didn't touch him. Like Fedo clipped it. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's like it gave him the animation that he got thrown to the ground, but he didn't even touch him. And thank God, if I wasn't the safety, would have been an easy touchdown for the game.
When I did the preseason game against Soup, that happened to me too. Whereas the receiver, he threw it to him, and he was the only guy even on the screen. Just it was man coverage. So
yeah.
No, it's definitely getting interesting. Seeing press bail, put a guy in a hook zone, get a reception. It's fun doing that over and over and over.
Hook zone.
Hook zone works against press bail.
You mean like a hitch or a button hook play?
Yep.
Okay.
Just a little 10-yard.
Hook zone's like a defensive audible.
Yeah, threw me off.
You understood my Canadian speak.
Yeah, that's a different route. Completely different route there.
You do the hook zone route.
Finding a question while I get the top 100 ready, because I forgot I got to send that to you. I guess that's it. Okay, so let's start going. Let's do predictions then.
Predictions.
Well, somebody did ask for the end of the year awards, like MVP, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year.
Does that leak?
No, it was actually Codfish. See, Codfish, I'm telling you, this man is
so
filling out.
Codfish
He's
right
filling
now.
out JermVegas. I'm pretty sure he filled out a fantasy team. He's sending in questions for the show, and I put on there, would he like to make an appearance on the show? And he put, not this season, perhaps in the future if a team opens up.
Yeah. So all agreed, Seymour to the wait list?
Seymour to the wait list.
Just kidding.
So,
Here,
which question are we answering?
I know, I was just reading it off. MVP. We don't think about MVP this year. And somebody said that
Are you talking about in-game
it was a
MVP
little
or the
more
true MVP?
It was a little more realistic with who gets MVP. Like it could be quarterbacks this year. Somebody said that. I don't know if that's true or
not. If it was Swami, the guy who said that
Swami's full of shit.
Other things were
Swami says
that we were only going to get 1 speed upgrade in the entire CFM, then I'm going to think that we won't have much change, and it's going to be a running back spot.
Well, if we look at running backs right now, Miles Sanders has 7 touchdowns and 2nd rushing. Or it could be like a Josh Allen who's already got over 1,000 yards passing. But I would say Sinex would have had a chance with Brady, but Brady's losing 2 games of stats, so I don't know if that might be too much to overcome. So
he's already lost 2 games, and now he's going to have a cool down.
Yeah.
That's 3 games.
Yeah. So no him. So I'd say like maybe often, James Cook for the Buffalo, the running back. I could see him potential because he gets a lot of passes too. I could see him getting Offensive Rookie of the Year and MVP over there in Buffalo. But
yeah, I could see it. It could
Sanders
happen.
though is on the right trajectory.
I don't see Nick Harris staying up there for Maloney just because of his division. He's going to have a few games, I believe, that he's not going to be able to have the chance to run the ball very
well.
much.
He did with Dobbins. The problem with Harris, he's got a lot of yards. He only has 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
So that's good. Touchdown. Madden loves touchdowns for MVP voting.
Touchdown.
They do love the tutties. That's why Nwangu is always up there.
If a wide receiver could win, Darnell Mooney would have had a shot too.
There is Alvin Kamara for Soup. He's had to keep shutting him down in games late, but he didn't have a ton of yards yet. but he catches passes too. He could be, and he gets a lot of touchdowns. He'll get a lot of touchdowns. So Kamara could be a good candidate.
Yeah, Kamara is a great candidate. All right.
Who's our current stat leaders?
Our stat leaders, our passing leader is Josh Allen for the Bills, followed by Matthew Stafford of the Ravens.
It's not anymore. It's really it's Fields after our game.
Good job.
But
I think Fields is going to be MVP. Honestly, if the game has actually changed, I think Fields will be MVP just because the Feta does not need receivers or good receivers.
Yeah, but he has 5 touchdowns and 6 picks right now, though.
Not anymore.
No, yeah,
that's updated. Well, I guess
it's not. It's not showing my game.
Updated it. Or updated it before we started.
So that means he's got like 10 touchdowns now, 6 picks, and
good job.
Pick his yards and add 500 something. So
yeah, the game still shows as unplayed on Neon Sports. So
I mean, I'm updating it again right now.
Do it.
Updated, or it's supposed to be updated, I should say.
Well, it didn't work. So.
But yeah, I forgot about Fields is a good candidate for it. And then his stupid receiver that just had 300 yards receiving is a good candidate.
Velas Jones.
So he is getting cooldowns for each, so that'll kind of offset that game a little.
Yeah, cooldowns.
All right, I'm sending y'all the sheet that has all the top 100 players in it. It is 1 through 100, so do not spoil them. We'll do 91 through 100 when we first start. So. Don't be spoiling them yet. So my MVP. Let me see. I think I agree with you on James Cook. I think he's gonna run the crap out of him. That's why I picked him in fantasy.
He throws to him a lot too.
Exactly.
I got him in fantasy as well.
Yeah, he's already. I think after the camp, and I think he's already got a point or two on his own. 22 years old, 77 overall, 92 speed, 92 change of direction.
He's nice.
He's gonna be almost as good as Ty Jones.
No, he's only gonna be able to go up from normal to star, but still, he's gonna be a monster, especially if he gets MVP points. Shoo.
Shoo.
Shoo. Let's see. Let's just go divisions. Let's do our division predictions.
So on the I'll ask this question after we talk about.
You can ask the question. Okay.
I was gonna ask about that. So
don't talk about that yet. Don't you do it.
I'm not gonna talk names. I'm just gonna talk criteria.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. AFC. I'm just gonna go right down the line here on Neon. AFC North currently have the Ravens 3-0, Bengals 2-0, Steelers 2-1, Browns 0-3. Do we think VBank has a chance at winning that division?
You bet he does.
He's got a chance. We gotta wait to see how their first game goes.
How many wins do you think wins that division, though?
I could see either the two of them going 14, 15 wins. No problem.
That's what it's going to take. One of them will go 14 wins, at least.
I think so. And poor Maloney in there. He's showing something the last 2 weeks, but
Maloney can still make a wild card.
Yep, that division is basically almost a mirror image of the JermPax division from before. Those two are just going to crush each other's soul, with Pax being a little bit more crushing.
Yeah, Maloney. It's a better division than what we had.
Well, don't forget Smith. Hey, Smithy made the playoffs that last
season. Took 5 years.
Well, he should have made the playoffs, but
took 5 years. Do it earlier, Smithy. Stop waiting for year 5. So, I think Ravens will win the division with probably 15 wins. What do y'all think?
I think VBank takes it. I think VBank takes it this first division because as much fun as Pax is having with Lamar,
you're just giving him bulletin board material.
These things were not all rainbows for him with Lamar. If you watch that last game, he made a couple little silly plays where he didn't know what he was doing with Lamar yet that really should have ended up causing a potential loss there. And I think when he plays VBank, VBank's going to take advantage of those.
We plays Jake.
I believe in VBank. I believe in VBank.
I believe in VBank too. I think VBank will still win 13 or 14 games.
I think he wins the division 15. Year 1. He wins the division year one because I have his first round pick.
Mustang, how many wins do you think Eubanks can?
I think the 13 or 14 sounds good.
What about Steelers?
9 or 10.
I agree. 9 or 10's probably right.
I wish it was like 5 or 6.
I haven't seen his schedule, so we're kind of going off this without really going in depth, but I think 9 or 10's about right.
Schedule.
We don't need to read the whole schedule.
Not the whole thing, but it's the highlights. He's got the Bills. He's got the Eagles, so let's see if he can beat the new and improved Skittle.
All right, Bills is a loss.
Dynex.
Dynex is a loss.
He's got Soup.
Soup's a loss.
And...
Cincinnati one more time, and Baltimore twice.
Yeah.
We're up to 6 more losses, so that's 7 losses.
So 9 and 7. That's what we're going for.
I mean, he'll probably win 1 or 2 of those, and then he'll end up losing to somebody he shouldn't probably. So yeah, 9 10 sounds right. All right, let's talk about Mustangs AFC South.
Go Mustang, go!
Still don't know what to expect here. I do think I think I said not a veg. I think he was my prediction to win it, and don't know if that will stay true based on the 3 games that have been played. He has done well, but he did get smoked by Johnny.
He started off really well, and his next 2 games got a little worse and a little worse.
I'm pretty shocked that he traded Evan Ingram.
I was too. I thought he was going to ride him, and I picked Evan Ingram in fantasy, and now I'm really sad.
Same, because now he's just wasting away on the Panthers roster because Gom will only throw to 2 wide receivers and forget about his fast time.
We should have trade committee denied that just because he's on my fantasy team. That would have been my reasoning.
This is brutal because he used the crap out of Njoku last bad. He always had Njoku like crazy.
I was like, oh, this is such a value pick. I thought when I picked him there, and
maybe I traded him just to ruin other people's fantasy teams.
I think so. Now I think Mustang will win the division with 10 wins. I think Not a Veg will end up with about 8 wins.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Mustang, you don't have to make a prediction here if you don't want to. His screen froze up. This is how he boycotts.
10 wins. 10 wins.
This is how he's boycotting.
Yep.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. All right, let's move up to the AFC North. Did that free him up?
Nope, he's still
out and about. Well,
he's still stuck.
Who do the Texans play this year? I mean, he just played a Fetto. He plays Johnny and the Chargers.
Probably an L.
But after that, he also plays Skittle and Darkman, the new and improved Darkman. He also gets Synax. Yeah, I'm going to say Mustang gets 11 wins based on the schedule.
We've lost him completely.
Yep.
Lost him completely.
Just did not want to talk about himself.
Mustang, come back! All right, so let's. So do you agree about 10 wins? Probably.
I'm going to say 11 or 12. Actually, I think.
Really?
Based on his schedule, he's got a really good schedule. He's only lost 1 game, and he barely lost to a Fetto.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it could happen. He's good enough to do it, but
the Texans' main issue is their offense, and if he's just racking up like these kind of yards on offense, I mean,
it's true. And one thing everybody has to keep remembering is this is stock rosters. This is not his crappy 70 overall team going up against the God 5 years down the road rosters. First year.
Yep.
Even the great teams are still not godlike.
Correct. So AFC East.
AFC East.
Interesting.
This one is
AFC
interesting.
East. It's definitely interesting.
The Bills are 2-1, and the Dolphins.
How did Jake lose a game? How?
Dolphins are 1-2. Dolphins upset Bills this week. There was a bunch of people that picked this as the upset too. So I mean, it wasn't really too big of an upset, but
interesting. And this was also another.
This was the first game with Tom Brady.
And really, if this had been on offense, like highest scoring game, I think everyone would have picked it. Because these are 2 offensive teams that don't like to play defense.
No. That's getting back.
Oh, that's nice. We're finished talking about your division, Mustang. So
technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We just thought you didn't want to. Once I went to you to talk about your division, you froze.
You told me only 10 victories, and I got pissed and left.
That's exactly what I said. And then I said you're going to win 12 games, and then you reappeared. So
yeah, well,
he's happy better. Again.
Yeah,
yeah.
So, I didn't look at your schedule. I'm just saying, 10 wins probably wins your division.
But you're going to
win 12. Who's my schedule here? I remember it being not too bad, but that was before.
Not too bad. You play Johnny, but then after that, I mean, you play Sinex at one point, so that'll be fun. But other than like your schedule is not terrible. You don't have any of like the true powerhouses really on the horizon.
Yeah, I play mostly my division in the NFC East. And well, that Darkman game could be a tough one the way he's been playing.
Same with Skittle. You never know.
And Skittle, Skittle.
That'll be a shootout.
You never know. No.
And it's entirely possible by the time you pay Flap, he'll figure it out how not to throw an interception. So
I mean, I have no idea what to expect of this team.
All he has to do is watch your game against Affetto to see how not to throw an interception. There's what you got to do, Flap. Just watch Mustang versus Affetto over and over.
Yeah, that's how you win, Flap. Be Affetto.
So easy.
I mean, not a veg could do really well. Johnny's and the Chargers. It's a really tough pairing. So, don't want to overreact to him losing that game. Maybe he does. His schedule is really similar to mine. So we play in week 5. So I guess we'll have a good idea then.
Yep. Very good idea. We were talking AFC East when you went away. So Dolphins just beat the Bills this week. So that was the Dolphins' first win, Bills' first loss. So that was really big, actually, because he would have been 3 games back if he would have lost that game. So pretty big to stay within a game.
Yep. Threw that division completely into chaos because everybody is within a game of each other at this point.
I think Jake's going to miss a game, right?
Yeah, next game.
Yeah.
I think. Sinex is one of those. Now that it is Brady, too, he's going to be really dangerous, and no one's going to want to play because he can beat anyone. But his defense is too weak that he'll get stopped in the playoffs. Or if he even makes it.
He'll make the playoffs.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of, that means if he makes it, that means Tyrant's not making it.
Yeah, I think low-key Tyrant could like sneak into this here because he's got a team he really loves. And I was going to say Parker too, but I mean, he chose to stick with Mac Jones instead of trading for Baker Mayfield. So that doomed him right there.
Well, when you look at it, you got you have VBank and Pax. That's 2 in. You have Jake, who looks like he's going to be in. And then so that means you'd have to have Tyrant and Synax. And then you have AFC West, which we'll get to, which is Brock and Johnny. And then with AFC South light schedule, you say maybe only 10 wins. Maybe we could have me and Veg be both in that 10 to 12 win range. And just because we don't have as hard of a schedule as some of those other divisions do.
So who do you, I mean, we can cover the AFC West first, but after that we should pick who we think our wild card teams are going to be.
McGee's 2-1, and then Johnny's 3-0, and Brock's 1-1, but he's going to have a good season. So I don't see McGee keeping it up. He's too back and forth. You'll probably have him like a 500 season, I bet.
Yeah, McGee will probably... Yeah, he'll win 8 to 10 games.
Yep.
So he'll be on the cusp. There's the cat. He'll be on the cusp of the playoffs. My division
going like 7-10.
Yeah. My division winners, I'll say Ravens, Texans, Bills. I guess Chargers.
You guess Chargers?
I mean, him and Brock, that's gonna be a battle all year.
I think Johnny's team is just so much better and he's just been so dominant that it's kind of I gotta say he keeps it up.
That'll be interesting. So my wild cards, I would go Broncos, Dolphins, Bengals. So I have the Jets not making.
Well, I definitely have Broncos, Bengals, but I'm gonna say Jets over Dolphins. Because I think that
I'm just going on the roster only. Tyron actually gives packs fits. I mean, not packs, Sinax fits when they play.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, because
it's only 2 games though.
There's only so much that having a dominant quarterback and 2 speedy receivers can do. It's not going to stop you from stopping the offense.
Yep. So, Mustang, who's your AFC playoff teams?
Bills, Ravens. I guess I got to go with me and be confident, and then probably Chargers. I agree there. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if Brock wins it. So then I think Brock will get a wild card. Bengals definitely is probably going to be the 5 seed. And then it's I'll say me and Not-A-Veg make the playoffs based on our schedules. I wouldn't be surprised if we sneak in like that.
Not-A-Veg gets in, and as the AFC East cannibalizes each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could happen. All right.
That would be great. I think we'd all be happy if that happened.
Let's check out the NFC real quick. Let's look at the NFC North. We've got, see, this one's interesting though, man, because the Packers, there'll be a coach swap here in a few weeks.
But it's Seymour, so it's
I know, but Codfish has looked good, but I mean, is he really this good? I don't know.
Well, he barely beat greatness, like by a field goal, or by a point or two.
Yeah. But he smoked Fetto.
Yeah,
smoked Fetto. He
Not
also
smoked, I mean, he beat him by a couple scores.
Destroyed the Vikings.
Vikings was a sim.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was forced win.
Well, there you go.
He was at Daytona. Brandon was at Daytona.
Well, his next game will be against Parker, so we'll see.
That'll be interesting. It'll be a good game. So Packers 3-0, Lions are 2-1, Bears are now 1-2. That I don't know why this is still not updating. Let me refresh this thing. Is it still not
our
updating?
score is too high for Neon Sports to handle.
Neon can't.
It was like this is way too much cheese to put up here.
It won't update. I don't know.
Hey, even my game's not updated. We played before those.
Maybe Neon.
No, you finished right after.
Oh, did we?
Companion app's jacked. The Bears are 1-2. Vikings are 0-3. So Packers, I just don't know what to expect next 5 games, but I will assume when Seymour comes back, he will win most of the games. They'll probably win like 12 games. Y'all agree?
I don't know if Fetto has found a new offense now and no one's going to be able to stop him from now on.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. He's hard to read.
I do not think Fetto will lose another game
all season.
All season.
Really?
So you got him winning 15 games.
Yep. I believe in you, Fetto.
I think his defense is porous enough that he'll lose some of these shootouts and if he throws a few picks.
Yeah. If you see his schedule,
I know, but when I needed to go score, I just ran the ball.
I don't know, man.
My team was better than his, so I just used that to my advantage and didn't make any mistakes. And I knew I'd get 5 or 6 yards every play.
Yeah. Fetto's difficult games for the rest of the season. Like he plays Dark in a couple next. That'll be an interesting game.
Yep.
But then he plays all teams with losing records.
Yeah, but one Synax and then Tyrant and then Green Bay twice or once more.
And then Buffalo will be the big one, obviously, when he plays Jake week 16. If he's going to lose one, that one's probably going to be the one.
Only Synax. If my defense can go for 500 something yards,
I can't imagine that Bears defense against Synax.
I think Fetto will just know exactly what Synax is going to do because Fetto's just far too.
Yeah, and Synax is going to throw touchdowns.
Fetto knew what the Texans were going to do too.
No, it didn't. You don't know what Mustang is going to do. Mustang is anything but predictable.
I knew what Jerry Jeudy was going to do to me last year, and he still did it.
I did use a new playbook.
Uh-oh.
See?
Oh, so you're doing it too.
Yeah.
I think Fetto will win. I told Fetto he's going to make the playoffs still, which he might not. He probably don't even want to make the playoffs. He probably wants to get an early draft pick, but I think he'll win 11 games.
Yeah, I was going to say 11 or 12. I think he loses a lot of those AFC East games. And that would be 5 losses right there.
13 wins.
Oh, yeah. At least you backed off a little bit.
I backed off one game.
2.
I figured it's
you had
somewhere
him 15 and 2.
You can get back up 2 games. Yeah.
No, it was only 16. Or wait,
there's 17 games now.
Oh, come on.
That's true. 14 games. 14
route? No. All right.
Gom's already in vacation mode.
I am.
When are you? So it's tomorrow morning. Is that when you're leaving?
Well, technically, our flight is 6 a.m.
Where are you going?
Thursday. Colorado.
See, you got to go on vacation out of Canada.
When is Gom not in vacation mode though?
True.
It's been a while. We went last December. That was the only
I
time
thought you were just on a vacation like 3 weeks ago.
Have you and Pax ever played each other from your own houses?
No, we went once in December, and if you're talking about Arizona, that was just like a quick little weekend thing that was basically free. So
quick little weekend thing.
My
quick little weekend things are like out back on my deck grilling out. That's what I do.
That's what happens when you have kids, Jerm.
One, and she's 11. Like I can just leave her.
just leave an 11-year-old for a week at home. Why not?
Middle school though. Oh, we are 2 weeks into middle school.
So you just got to remember, Jerm.
Don't love it.
Middle school kids are the worst.
Yeah, they are. And I remember being one.
You gotta remember,
I was shit.
I wasn't a shit, but I remember being a kid.
Well, I was good in school, but I was just the stupid shit we do in middle school. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Anyways.
That was the 70s for Gom.
Well, see, this is what I'm saying. Like when you get to my age, you gotta like take these little trips before that you're in a wheelchair.
Gom went uphill both ways getting to school. Had to walk. I did have to walk in the snow, didn't you, buddy?
I biked in the snow.
All right, NFC South. Gom's NFC South. So Gom's going to be, what did we say, 1 and 6.
I think Gom will go the way he's doing it. 6 and 10. They're 6 and 11.
He's going to be 1 and 6. And I have no idea what the second half looks like.
Everyone forgets about the 17 games.
It'll be 5 and 12, 6 and 11.
I think he'll win like 7 or 8.
I think,
but being 1 and 6, how much focus are you going to have wanting to win those games?
Well, I think it's only 1 and 5 potentially, because I'm coming back for week 7 as long as Greatness is able to play on Friday. So hopefully he can. The schedule does get pretty rough after that though, because then I play V-Bank and Pax and Brock. So that's not fun.
So if he wins 7 games, he has to go like 6 and 4 when he gets back.
Because
I mean, he can do it. He does it every year. That's a normal.
Not when it's Gom
not trying
the roster year. Yeah.
It's because, like I said, Soup, Brock, Pax, and V-Bank are going to be the 4 that are going to really be the challenge.
You play those after your 4
after. That is what I play after.
Right. I got you winning 4 games.
No, but I get revenge on Leak, so that'll be fun. And then Maloney's in there.
Leak's gonna beat you with the Seahawks.
Maloney will be.
He's gonna dance the whole time in the end zone.
Okay, I hope Leak beats you season 1. If you didn't beat Jerm, losing you in that way was still a win for Leak. And then if he beats Gom in the same season. Like, not only does he take your team, then he beats you with your team.
He's going to beat that.
And then he'll talk about it all release.
Sure. Yeah, that's why I have to win that
I can't wait.
I can lose every other game, but I cannot lose that
game.
The
better Seahawk will win.
I have to go on another vacation that week just to make sure
DK's going to get another. DK's going to get another cooldown.
All
right, so Soup's going to win like 14 games, right?
I don't even know if he'll lose a game.
Yeah.
Unless you can do it, Jerem. You're the only hope.
He'll trip at some point. Everybody trips. It's first season, man.
Dude, that Saints roster is built for Soup.
It is, but I mean, it's not a great roster. It's a solid roster.
So here's the other thing, and I said it before Soup. People think Soup's good defense. He does, but he lets a lot of yardage and points go. What he does is he causes a shit ton of turnovers. So
yeah,
if you can play smart and not let it turnover, that's when Soup's vulnerable. Because if he doesn't get those turnover points, he's not as dominant.
Well, and yeah, I don't think he's going to win the rest of the way, obviously, because like me, he plays that same division with Pax and VBank in it, and he's going to lose at least one of those. But I think the rest of the way is going to be pretty smooth sailing if he can take it to Germ.
Yeah, Maloney could stand a chance depending on which Maloney you get. He plays Pax.
I feel like Soup is like the way Soup plays doesn't allow Maloney to actually have the good Maloney.
Yeah, Maloney's tough because Maloney's weak when he throws the sandwiches, and Soup's good at getting picks. And well, he does play VBank and he does play Pax, so those could be.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like he's gonna lose a couple along the way, but he'll still win the division.
I think he'll be the first seed.
I think he'll be the first team to clinch his division.
Yeah,
with tanking Gom.
Gom tank.
The wild card's gonna be interesting. With Gom gonna lose 10 games this year, it's gonna be an interesting little wild card.
It's not gonna lose 10 games.
Do we see Skittles playoffs year one?
That's what I'm about to say. Because I was just looking at that. NFC East, we got Dark 2-0. This one's craziest division. Dark's 2-0. Has he played his third game?
Mm-mm.
Dark's 2-0. Skittles 3-0. And then we got the Cowboys 0-2. Did they play?
I thought he lost today.
I thought he did too, but
maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of the last.
Yeah, we played these games pretty quick now. And then Smithy's 0-3.
He plays the Giants, so that's actually a pretty good game. Flap can ride it and beat the Giants.
Game.
That's
Although that's either 1 game back or 3 games back.
So sorry, Flap. He has not lost 3 games. He has to play Darkman still.
Yeah. But I feel like Smithy is already demoralized after his start.
Smithy's games he's lost, he hasn't lost by a lot, if I remember right. He played them decently. He had a chance to win, but he smithied him up.
Yeah, he smithied the one today.
Poor Smithy.
I didn't watch it, but I heard people.
Yeah. Field goal formation.
So Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders. Who do y'all have winning the division?
I think the Giants are going to be the most consistent team.
Yep.
I don't know if there's going to be a consistent team in this thing.
Giants. I think Darkman has come back because we always knew Dark had, like, obviously when he was his last team, the Rams or whoever it was, he was morbidly unhappy with the team.
Yeah, he was going like 2-15.
Yeah, but in his league he does really well, and this is, I think we're seeing the happy Dark, because I don't think we've even seen Dark really complaining in chat like during the games. I mean, he hasn't had too much to complain about, but happy Dark seems to be winning Dark. So
if you tell me Skills, Darkman, or Flap wins this division, I would not be surprised. I think Smithy starting 0-3. I think he's
got to get off to a hot start. He's got to ride the wave.
Yeah,
he's
ride the momentum, ride the mo.
And maybe Flap has a battle, but Flap can beat the Giants, and I have faith. He was my preseason pick, but it's been a rough start for Flappy there.
It is also very rough when you have the starts, just because your team gets your negative morale that drops their stats. Yeah. And I'll tell you, that makes a big difference, especially if you ever get one of those quarterback.
No, there is hope, because he did score 36 points against VBank. VBank has good defense, so
it's true.
I still think Cowboys win the division. Skittles is too inconsistent. Skittles lives on chaos. Every game is chaos. Like, if you watch it, it's just crazy what happens.
I can't believe he won that one game. It looked like he was going to lose, and then he pulled it out.
He was up like 20 and then one game.
Oh, that's right. He
came
was.
Back and...
Yeah.
I think Dark's got it. I think just based off the way I played him, and he was just so consistent the whole game. I got him winning.
If Flap beats Dark this week, I think Flap will win the division. If he loses, then yeah, he's probably out. 0-3 hole is pretty tough.
Yeah,
I will say there's only. I can't say that. I'll wait. NFC West, I'm 2-0. MHC is 2-1. His loss was McGee. Is that right?
Yep.
Leak is 1-2. He beat Joe Daddy this week, and Intel is 0-3 with the Rams.
think Leak runs the table.
You bet he does.
He might. He's playing better. He almost beat me.
Roquan time. If he doesn't pass again, he can win.
It's true. Roquan, I'm telling you, that was unbelievable. It was crazy. Every single play, it's like Roquan drilling me. Thank God he doesn't have Enforcer or anything like that, or I would have fumbled like 16 times.
I mean, I think that the obvious ones here, you and MHC should make the playoffs. Yeah, and then you're still the favorite to win it. We'll see what MHC. He had a rough first start, but he's done better. You know, he was distracted by his house messing up and flooding. Or whatever
I don't think he played any scrimmages either.
Yeah,
that's probably his first game.
And this will be probably the first time MHC hasn't had a really good D in a long time, because you think he had the Ravens shut down defense, then he had the Packers shut down defense. Okay.
It's a Canadian thing.
Apparently. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting for him to adjust to not actually having a defense that really can lock.
I'm 2-0, but I'm just completely uncomfortable because I had to come back at the last minute in both games and score under a minute left against bad rosters. So I am definitely not playing great right now.
Well, at least you're going to get a free win in a couple weeks.
Anytime you see me run the ball in like 3rd and 11, it's because I am not seeing the field and I'm trying to save myself from myself. All right, so division winners, I will go Packers, Saints, Cowboys, 49ers.
I am going to go with the Bears and the Saints and the Giants and the 49ers.
Mine's the same, and I'm trying to decide between Bears or Packers.
Same as who? Mine or yours?
Yeah, Giants, probably Packers still, Saints, and 49ers.
My wild cards, I will say the Bears. This is where it's tough. Bears, the Cardinals. There's just not a lot of. I'll say the Lions.
Yeah, Arakra.
The Lions get one. I think he'll win.
Could be Skittles.
10 games. It could be, man, but I just
3-0.
Look, every third season, Skittles goes on a playoff run, and then the other 2 seasons he's terrible and gets a great draft picks.
Eagles have a surprisingly good Madden overall.
They do. It's a really good Madden roster.
Or hey, maybe it'll be you know how Grohl League's playing. He'll pull something out, give him something to talk about.
Maybe.
Well, I think the wild cards are. I would love to give Arakra one, but I just do not like his schedule at all. And
well, Arakra was really struggling with Smithy in that game, so he's been very up and down. And Arakra's been sitting back there holding the ball for about 20 seconds before he throws a bomb every time. So that's a recipe of getting sacks and picks.
Well, but he's 2-1 playing like that. So
he is.
Maybe he'll get out of it, and
it'll be rough because he's going to have to play. He hasn't played his division yet, so he's got to play Fedo twice, Codfish Seymour twice. It might even be Seymour twice because I think he plays Packers later on, and then he's got some other rough games on there. So I think that will only have one wild card in that division. It's going to be Packers. And nobody from the NFC is going to be in the wild card unless I can pull out another rabbit out of the hat when I get back, which could happen because I can beat anybody in a good day, but we'll see. We'll see what I get back. How badly the Sims have destroyed my morale. So
Lions play AFC East. That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
You want us to get you a replacement coach while you're gone?
It's okay. NFC East will have one wild card, and that will be Skittle. He will make it. And the NFC West will be MHC. I mean, he's got a pretty decent schedule. Like, he's got a few tough games, but he's still going to win 10 plus games. So enough to get that last wild card spot.
Bears, Cowboys, Cardinals. So I still got a little faith in Flat.
Yeah, I'm probably going to regret not having the Giants in there over the Lions, but I'm just going to go with it. Dark will probably win. Yeah, anyways. It's so hard.
Despite Germ. Do it despite Germ.
It's so difficult. I'm doing this for a rocker.
Oh, and just so you know, Germ, that Neon Sports is now updated.
Thank God. After we're done talking about everything.
Yeah, and our receiving leaders are both Bears. Darnell Mooney, number 1. Velus Jones Jr., number 2.
I hope that's your dog down there.
Afeto is pulling out his
pretzel at some point.
Afeto is pulling out his inner gom and has the 2 best receivers in the league. I'm proud of you, Afeto.
Velus Jones had like 40 yards against me too.
He could not be stopped versus me.
Freaking Mustang ruined the immersion of the league, giving up all these stats.
I tried to man coverage him, and my guys are saying that Stingley was like, "Nope, sorry, cannot cover this other rookie."
Mustang knew that Afeto needed to get some devs, and he's just like, "Go ahead, Afeto. Have your devs."
All right, quickly, AFC champ.
Packs. Until he proves otherwise.
Jake
from State Farm.
I am sticking with Jake, even
Jake just lost to Synax.
I don't care. I believe in Jake.
It's probably a good thing that he lost this early. Humbling experience, I say.
Humbling experience, though. I would love to see Johnny win.
That game would have been different. Like, Jake got inside the red zone, inside like the 10-yard line 3 times and scored 3 points.
Yeah.
Early in the game. If he scores 3 touchdowns right there, it's a completely different game.
But I remember what happened to Jake and Afeto, or Jake and Pax in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty for Jake.
I mean, like I said, I would be thrilled if Johnny won the AFC, because Johnny deserves to be there.
Yeah, I was just debating Johnny. I'm going to say Johnny wins with stock rosters.
I'll have to say Pax.
And if we move injuries up so that people actually can get injured again, then you never know what could happen to Lamar.
NFC, who's winning?
Soup. Easy. Sorry, Drew.
By what's been happening so far, you have to say Soup.
Yep. Sorry, Drew.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say myself. Has to be done.
Yep.
Even though Soup will probably smash me. Soup's definitely playing better. So the safe pick is Soup.
Based on 3 weeks.
I'm hoping I get going at some point. We'll see. All right. We're an hour and a half into this and haven't even done top 100, so let's try to burn right through this.
Burn it.
So let me switch this over. Those don't look terrible. Okay.
It's fun to look at this and see who the home team picks were.
All right.
So the criteria on this when we evaluate, are these should be the best players, like rating wise, or are going to perform the best based on?
This is who we think right now are the best players in the league for this season, given how good the player is and how good the coach combination is. Okay. So you might see some better players slide down a little. You might see some badder or worse players go up some just because of the coach.
Batter. I love it.
Batter.
And just so you know, Afeto, if you're watching, we thought about inviting you on just so you could sit here while we went through 100 players.
Until 3 o'clock in the morning.
And I'll explain each one and the ratings and everything. Their height and weight.
This is not nearly as in-depth as it was last year. I just thought it'd be fun to see before we start where everybody thinks all the players are, and then maybe after the first or second season what we're at then.
Three people just shut down this video.
No. This is interesting.
No, I know.
Maybe. Hopefully it's interesting. We'll see. All right, I'm going to show 91 through 100 right here. So you guys only look at 91 through 100 right now. Now, one thing we will notice is at the time of this top 100, number 94, Evan Ingram was a Jaguar. Had I known he was going to be a Panther, or had anybody known he was going to be a Panther, probably wouldn't be in the top 100 because Gom hates tight ends.
Boo, tight ends, boo. Don't cover Evan Ingram, anyone who plays me, because he's not getting the ball.
There's one standout right here who is going to be ridiculously a little higher.
Maybe number 98? Maybe?
Yeah. He's already proven it. Now, his other dude's not even on here, I don't think, so.
No,
Whoops.
He's nowhere near it. Wasn't even an option, I don't think.
If we waited one day to do the top 100, we'd have a much different list.
Yeah.
So you have Javante on there with Brock, and he's talking some frustration with him. He's struggling to get him going.
It's hard, man. I'm telling you, without a fast running back, just the way these Maddens are made, like I want to use a power back so bad. Both the Niners running backs aren't really fast running backs. They're both kind of power backs.
Elijah's decent, 90.
He's decent, but he's not like a fast guy. He's not a fast guy, and he's not a power guy. He's just a weird.
He's just there.
A weird mix. He's solid. He's just solid. Yeah. I mean, I had 25 carries for 140 yards in a must-win situation, but.
Well, good news. He'll still fall forward.
And Dak's thrown like 20 picks, so he's probably so far doesn't deserve to be there.
Right.
But he could turn that around. Now, Von Miller, I saw him making some big plays in the game he was playing.
Von's probably a little lower than he should be to start out this CFM, just because this season should be the highest he ever is in our CFM, and 91 is not very high.
He was I saw him making some plays the other game.
Yeah, so people were expecting Mecole Hardman's speed to be pretty unstoppable, and I'm not even sure.
Gotta know what you're doing.
I'm sure how he's doing. Try to pull up some of it. Breece Hall. I can't imagine Breece Hall being 100 or lower at any point in the future.
Nope. Tyrant's gonna love Breece Hall.
Yeah, Tyrant runs too many running back by committees.
He does.
He does, but I think he knows that he needs to juice up Breece.
Yep. That's why he traded away Ty Johnson.
So Mecole has 7 catches for 137 yards in 3 games.
So he's not using him a lot. Who is he using him? He's got Juju and Kelsey both with 17 catches. And then Ross and Hardman each have 7 and 8. So he's using the better players instead of the speedy guys. So good on you. Good on you, McGee. In that case, Mecole will probably not be top 100 next year.
If you don't have Tyreek there, you can't. Hardman is no Tyreek. You got to use Kelsey.
Yeah. And then you got Jesse Bates, who's a stud. Antoine Winfield is low overall, but he's superstar, so he probably keeps better and better.
Yeah.
Jameson Williams, not his ridiculous speed. So
next 10.
All right. Next 10. We've got 81 through 90 up now. Your old love, Patrick Surtain, is on that list. Mustang. Now that he's one that we gave the superstar to, right? He didn't have it.
Yes. Which was, I don't know why he would lose it after he had such a good rookie season.
So stupid. Oh, and your boy is in here. Christian Harris, linebacker. How's he treating you?
Drops a lot of picks.
But he's a speedy boy.
He's low overall.
Yeah. He had a sack against the Feddo. That was nice.
So that was the one positive defensive play for you?
Yeah. He's made some tackles. I actually... Against Brock in overtime, it was like 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Brock went for a run, then he stuffed him for like a 3-yard loss that caused that 4th and 5 play that he lost the game on. So he did make a really good stuff on a 3rd and short.
Do you use him most of the time?
About half and half. Him and Cashman, depending on where they're lined up in the defense.
Mm-hmm. We've got a couple Eagles offensive linemen on here, and he's been putting up the most points of anybody so far, so I guess that makes sense.
He's been running well, so yeah. I would say Sanders could be warranted from his play so far. I don't even know if he's on here.
I think he is. I think he was an option. I think he's one of the guys that just missed.
I think Mike Evans has been a disappointment so far for greatness after all the hype he's talked about playing with Evans.
Yeah, I think he just likes speedy boys.
Who does that?
Your old love, Denzel Ward, is in here. This is probably the lowest he ever is.
Mm-hmm.
That was both of our old loves.
He was one good player and 22 by the end.
Saquon will probably go up because he's using him crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Balco. Najee's yardage wise is doing well, just not, it's surprising too with a big back not seeing the end zone as much.
He's got 380 yards and only 1 touchdown.
Well, I expect that to continue.
And 144 receiving.
I think Maloney was trying to get Pickett some scores there, so you're probably not going to see too much Najee love.
Dawson Knox, you got Jake's tight end.
Is Chase Young doing anything for Smithy?
Probably not.
Besides running around fast?
Edge rushers don't do anything.
No. I had my first sack from Brent Burns today. It blew my mind.
Brian Burns.
Brian Burns. And it was Brent or Brian.
It's all right.
He probably doesn't get sacked because he's upset I don't know his name. So
the whole time he's trying to get there, he's like, why doesn't coach know my name?
Brian. It's like, damn it, Brent, get a sack. Oh, he's not talking to me.
All right, 71 through 80. We've got nothing but superstars and X Factors in this group.
Studs.
Yeah, Kamara's way too high, I guess.
Yeah.
Low, however you want to say it. He should be a
He
lower.
should be in the top 20. Germ's old love, Daniil Hunter.
Yeah, Daniil Hunter. Daniil Hunter is the most clutch. Well, was the most clutch player in the history of Madden 19. He wouldn't have a ton of sacks in the regular season. Then I added it up. He had over 30 sacks for me in all of his playoff games combined.
Yep,
it was insane. Won 4 Super Bowls. Good times back in Madden 19.
Good times.
This is mainly a bunch of older guys in this group.
Judon did well against Synax. I saw him disrupting him a bunch, but I don't know if he's done much or not.
I think he got a sack against Pax today.
Okay. So he's been playing pretty well.
Or yesterday, whenever it was he played the Patriots.
I'm sure he's loving Humphrey.
Marlon Humphrey's a monster. He was a monster last year for Tyrant.
Another Smithy D lineman.
Another Smithy D lineman, not really helping. But yeah, I do like that Jonathan Allen was above. I'm telling you, interior line is much better than
he's got inside stuff, I think.
He had it last Madden. I don't know if he does.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has it. Because when I was looking at taking them in IOM, I thought I remember seeing him have it. Darren Waller, I think, is going to be disappointment with Jarrett.
Darren Waller traded Darren Waller to me in IOM last Madden. Funny enough. Joe Mixon, I don't know how great he's doing right now, but he loves to run the ball.
I picked him on fantasy too, and I don't know if he's got a ton of points, but he'll get touchdowns with him for sure.
He only has 87 yards. Well, it's 2 games. 87 yards, no touchdowns through 2 games.
Come on, V-Bank, don't let me down.
And only 8 catches for 55 yards and 1 touchdown.
Well, to be fair, V-Bank had to have the ball much. His defense scores touchdowns.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yep. Touchdown.
And yet he's number 1 in points scored. His offense is 26th in yards, 23rd in passing yards, 32nd in rushing yards, 1st in points. You don't see that combination. I mean, his defense is number 1 in yards, number 1 in rushing yards. 2 games, though. Yeah. Jeffrey Simmons. Does Simmons have inside stuff? I don't think he does.
And Byard got a nasty pick.
Both those 2 are studs.
Yeah, who did Byard get? Who was he playing the other night? I was watching. He just robbed that pick from his dude. It was pretty good.
I need a superstar safety in my life. That's what I need. All right.
You don't need it. You get your speedy boy.
That's speedy. 61 through 70. We got a couple 3 stars in here.
Yeah, I don't know if Jock's going to do much with Cooper. He's not much of a linebacker guy. He's a safety.
Yeah, Jock's in here on name recognition from last Madden.
He's so good. I want him.
And Pollard is in here because of name recognition from last Madden and back with Fly Up again, but guess he hasn't been doing too much so far.
Hollywood Brown will get a lot of touches from MHC.
So
Crosby.
Tony Pollard only has 6 carries through 2 games. And 6 carries for 101 yards, no less. While Zeke has 22 carries for 94 yards. Flap, I figured it out. I figured out what the problem
Someone's
is.
going on the trade block soon.
I figured out your issue.
Too bad Leak doesn't need a running back and Gorilla's gone.
It's true.
Yep.
Now who's going to take Zeke?
Star Zeke. Probably
Leak will still trade for Zeke.
Walker?
No, he's not trading for Zeke.
Have you met Leak?
Yeah, I've met Leak, and I won't let him do that.
The trade committee overlord has spoken.
Kendricks is probably the highest he's ever going to be because he's probably going to lose superstar after this season because he's an older boy.
Burns is the highest he's ever going to be.
Burns does a whole lot of nothing.
Well, you said that too, while Myles Garrett led the sack totals every year.
No, Garrett was awesome. Are you kidding? He was dominant. He was like only DE worth anything in Madden 22.
I had Burns do well last year in Madden 22.
Burns is good if you use her because he's got
I didn't use
speedster.
her.
Well, or if you're Jay Mustang.
Or if
But
you're Jay Mustang.
I'll tell you,
miss Vinny Curry,
Burns-
Jay Mustang.
Burns,
Hey, I lead the league in sacks right now.
yeah. See, that's what I mean. It's just your scheme makes defensive ends great.
Mustang, you're not allowed to talk about what you do good on defense after how you performed tonight.
Yeah, it's true.
I did have a sack. One. That was the only positive play.
Yeah. Mustang blitzed every play, and for some reason, Effetto got 600
It
yards.
just didn't matter. Sit back in zone, do man, blitz. I was like, all right, I'm going to try this play and never play. And yep, touchdown.
Cooper Kupp. Now this is one where he probably should be much higher, but Intel doesn't really. Intel just hates receivers. He likes to trade.
Unless they're named Chizina.
That's true. Let me see how good he's.
We just got cut in real life.
As well he should.
Surprised we haven't seen a Cooper Kupp.
Man, I tell you what,
yet.
Neon, like there's some bad things about Neon, but it is a smooth operator.
Way
just
better.
Clicking
way
through the stats,
better.
it's just so fast, man.
Maybe I just need to get used to it, but I have trouble finding what I want to find.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of getting used to. So like, okay, so Cooper Kupp has 7 catches in 3 games, while Van Jefferson has 16 for 333 yards, and Van Jefferson's not even fast. He's 90 speed.
Decoy.
Throw the ball to Cooper Kupp. I think I play Intel soon. He'll probably have like
he'll do it just for
receiving yards.
Yeah.
Damn it! Why did I say that?
Why?
Diggs is a monster, and I still have my love for Diggs from Madden 19, and Gom still hates him probably.
He's playing well with them too. For the games I watched.
He's a phenom. His route running better be like 99 and everything.
Yeah.
15 catches, 320 yards, 4 touchdowns.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. 2 Chargers at the top. Probably both going to go up. If Bosa's doing anything. I don't know if Bosa's doing anything. Eckler,
probably not. Edge rushers don't. Just assume edge rushers are doing nothing. Max Crosby's a guy we boosted up to superstar. I don't know why the game wouldn't give him superstar. He blew up last year. He was great the year before. He got signed a huge contract. Like, the obvious superstar.
Yeah.
Hollywood is on here because of his speed. Not sure MHC has used him a ton. Let me see.
Yeah, he will. He will.
Yeah, he's got 15 catches, 220 yards.
Yep.
He'll more D-Hop.
He'll be the dev. He'll be the dev.
And then Tony Pollard and Jock we already talked about. So I can't believe he's not even using Tony Pollard. The only reason people put him on there was because of last Madden and Flap and Pollard.
Well, if they're both star too, why use Zeke?
Yeah, there's no reason.
He's older and slower.
What we doing? Flap? All right, 51 through 60. 51, Andy Isabella, normal, boom. He might be the high. No, I think there's a higher norm.
Of course, we know why he's there.
Yeah, he's there because of the combination of speed and packs.
And stats wise, he's probably getting into Pirate 50. This will be the worst he'll ever be on this. I think.
At least he can never gain speed.
It's true. He already lost his speed. Or lost his speed he would have gained. He only has 14 catches for 170 yards, though, but I'm just waiting on the 250-yard game.
Well, it seems like Paxel definitely loves Bateman because Bateman's, I think, the leader on his team.
Not really. He's using Andrews, really. Andrews has 240 yards, 4 touchdowns. Isabella and Bateman each have 170 and 159 and only 1 touchdown each.
Well, you definitely got to give credit to Pax. He's not trying to.
He's using the Ravens like the Ravens right now.
He's not focusing on trying to get devs. He's the guy who's already have X Factor, Lamar, because I saw Lamar going in for a couple rushing touchdowns, and Andrew's already X Factor. So use the guys and keep winning.
Hey, it's showing. Neon Sports is showing my game now. So they finally updated.
I know. I said that like about 20 minutes ago, Mustang.
And one thing I love that I
had technical difficulties in.
I think they just added this in the last few nights. They put the dev on the picture now. Did you see that? Like if you look at a profile of a player, the dev is right above the player.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the picture.
Because it wasn't even on there. I kept having to go to history to see what everybody's dev was on the freaking trade commitment thing.
Yeah, nice little picture, just like all little pictures of those that Germ puts on the nice completed trades, which we all appreciate.
So this was the games are updating, but the stat leaders are not.
Just give them time.
I think they are. I think they are because we had the 2 Bears, 1 and 2 for receiving leaders.
Fields isn't showing up on passing.
So the big standout in this one that will never be lower than 59 ever again is James Cook. James Cook's probably going to be top 20 the rest of his career, and they are. CFL.
He's going to be one of the best running backs in the league.
He's going to be last year's like JT.
Mack is to be the best he's ever at.
Who?
Khalil Mack.
Yeah, he'll never be this. He'll probably never be top 100 again.
Because that's too high.
Because of edge rushers. Unless your name's Myles Garrett.
Justin Simmons is great, but he's not really fast though. He's just
Brock is doing pretty well with Simmons, but he's kind of on the older side, so he's gonna start regressing.
Well, if you recall last year, Brock with the Saints 2 safeties, both of them ended up I think they were awesome. He had the best safety combo of the whole Madden.
Yeah.
We got a few linemen on here.
All these Madden linemen on here.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the linemen. They're
Tre'Davious White. Monster.
Definitely nice.
All right, let's move up to 41 through 50. We see a 49er. It's Debo.
His awesome Debo package.
And his Debo package, that's terrible.
And we see Gunslinger Russell Wilson that makes a whip noise every time he throws, and it's so annoying.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. Y'all mentioned that. Somebody mentioned that the other day.
Yeah, me playing him, it just drove me nuts. It was like at first it was.
It really makes a sound when he throws.
Yeah, it's like this little.
Oh God, I gotta
every time he throws it. Oh, it's aggravating.
He's just gonna be whipping me. He's gonna be whipping me while he's whipping me.
And you think maybe it only did it in special circumstances when it like activates or something. No, it's every time he throws the ball.
God.
I would have to trade him if I was the Broncos, but you can't because.
Yeah. Now, Leak should be excited to see this group because he's got Roquan in there and Kenneth Walker, and I don't think either one of them should ever be this low again. I think they should both be like top 30 because they are monsters.
Yep.
If he raises Kenneth Walker right. Got to raise him right, Leak.
I was so excited to use Walker this CFM.
Instead, you had to settle for a 99 overall, or not. He's not 99 anymore. He's 96. Yeah. Man, I feel sorry for you on that.
Life blows.
Probably be the lowest that Waddle ever is too.
So is Waddle doing a lot, or is it Hill and?
It's both of them.
It's mainly Tyreek, I think, just from watching.
It's pretty close to be both, though.
It is. Tyreek has 333. Waddle has 220, but Waddle has the most touchdowns. Waddle has 3 touchdowns, while Beckham and Tyreek each have 2. That is one thing about Sinax. He always spreads the ball to his receivers, but he throws for 500 yards, so it's easy to do when you do that, but he does spread it around pretty good.
And that was where most of those were all with a lefty. So now we'll see what he does with a right.
And that kind of makes him really tough to defend, which, I mean, it's the Dolphins stacked, but he's always been tough to defend because he always uses multiple receivers instead of just 1 or 2 guys. He'll have Hayden Hurst get 1,000 yards, or he'll have T. Higgins get 15 touchdowns.
Yeah, well, he's definitely locked in on a few routes this time because Brady cannot get out of the pocket. So he's got to do pocket throws.
Travis Kelce, he'll probably be up this high again for another season or 2, but he'll get hit hard eventually. And McGee's using him.
Throwing to him, but he's dumping him off. He's got 17 catches for not even 189 yards. So
he'll still get him up there.
Valve.
Kelce has the deep out elite. I mean, you got to throw those out routes with him.
I was expecting MHC to use D-Hop just like he used Devontae, but he's not quite doing that yet.
Yeah,
he's got 26 yards per catch.
Yeah.
He just doesn't target him much.
Right.
MHC is going to be focusing on Hollywood. Hopkins cannot get better. Hollywood can get better.
And then I love Debo. But one thing that sucks, man, if I do a handoff to Debo, he stays yellow the whole game. It's crazy. Just like one or two. And he doesn't even get hit. Like, he just gets tackled normal. And he stays yellow the whole game.
He's just like, Jerm, I want to be a receiver. Stop making me run the bloody ball.
So dumb. We'll see how long I actually stick with that. I'll probably end up getting out of it. Playbooks.
No more 49er playbook. No more Debo package. It's gone.
Right. 31 through 40. We got Noah Fant right off the bat at 31.
Noah Fant. I would not have traded Noah Fant had I been.
Thanks, Leak. Thanks for taking the Seahawks so I can have my boy back.
We've got 2 Panthers in here too.
Both
speed horse.
2 Panthers. What?
I think Schwartz is too. Why is he not higher on this list? Was this pre? Oh, yeah,
no,
it was
at the time of this trade.
This
at
had
the
to
time
be
of this, it was after the trade because it's got the Panthers logo.
Yeah.
He had just acquired him, so
it's fresh.
And that's why he's 38. I mean, he shouldn't even be in the freaking top 100. So,
I bet people forgot. I bet some of the people that filled this out might have forgotten Schwartz with the gum.
How do you forget Schwartz?
There's some people that really don't pay that much attention.
You couldn't have been in the league last year if you were forgetting Schwartz. Everyone ripped on Schwartz.
No, they may have forgot that. They're not have realized you got him in the trade already.
So he has 328 yards. And
very sim.
It's so stupid. And Gum is going to miss 4 games.
Well, probably 3.
So he'll end up probably with like 170 more yards in those 4 games combined just because sim stats are stupid.
He's going to be top 20, top 25 for the rest.
And then Gom will come back and he will still finish with like 1,700 receiving yards, even with missing 4 games. And he wasn't with you the first game, was he?
He was. I don't
think you had DJ Moore the first game, right? I don't know.
Great question.
Pretty sure you did.
Great question.
He don't even remember. He's played 3 games. He don't even remember one of them. Old man.
I'm pretty sure I had him because I played Koopa, and I don't think I would have won if I didn't.
So they just swapped jerseys, swapped lockers after the game.
Yeah, and that was it.
Lovely.
Yeah, because I remember he had DJ Moore, because that was where I got the pick 6 on him trying to throw to DJ Moore. So, yeah, it was a nice little time to just do the trade right beforehand. So,
yeah, this is a fun little group here of 10. We got your Jeremy Chin, who is 92 speed.
Love Jeremy Chin.
Or 93. Is he 93 speed?
93. Yeah. He is awesome.
I had him in IOM and he was so good.
He's my only good defensive player right now.
So yeah, a Gom and a fast safety is a perfect marriage.
Dante? Dante Jackson. He's pretty good.
Dante Jackson's decent, but he hasn't done much this year yet. And for your game of the week spreads, Jeremy Chin did get an interception in this game, even though I got destroyed.
That's okay. You got the pick.
Even though I got destroyed,
it makes me happy because I bet there's a bunch of no's because predicting somebody gets a pick is not easy.
I said no.
Yeah.
Brock with Deion Jones, he's doing really well with him so far.
Yeah, Deion Jones is a monster. Devin White is another speedy linebacker monster.
Mark Andrews is going to be way higher.
Brock's going to do more with Jones than Greatness is going to do with White.
Yeah.
And yeah, Andrews is getting some good looks.
Oh yeah, Mark Andrews is going to be top 10 if he keeps it up.
Yeah. Andrews will go up. Fan will probably go up. Chin will go up. Schwartz will go up.
Fan had a little slower start, but he had a really good game against the Fedo.
Who didn't?
Yeah, exactly. Your whole team was dominating. Both of your teams.
Yeah, I think both teams should be on like a 2-game cooldown.
Yeah.
Full rosters. All right, I like that group. Fun group of 10. Oh, and I have Bosa in there. Bosa has not done a damn thing. Gotta love that edge rush, man. Gotta love it. Pointless. All right. 21
I still don't know why we didn't go pass rush to 0. It's like, no, let's bump it up to 5 just to be on the same. I don't know why I
put it at 5, but it's 0 is the same thing.
It's like, I don't know.
Superstar and X Factors only in this group, 21 through 30. 30 is, we got 2 quarterbacks at the bottom there, Joey B and Justin Herbert. Which one of those 2 do y'all think will be higher up in the rankings next year? Closer to 1.
Burrow.
That's a good question.
We'll see. I think Johnny is a safer quarterback though for stats.
Yeah, he's a safer quarterback.
Johnny's been running a bunch.
Running back a lot. Eckler's really good. So
I mean, they're both runners first. Both coaches like to run first.
Yeah,
I think they'll always be pretty close.
They'll be close, but I think V-Bank has got a lot more explosive offense too with Chase and his happy tight end.
Johnny's throwing for 200 yards a game, and he's got 5 touchdowns, 5 picks. So
Herbert just got the +2 throwing power up to 98.
Yeah. Burrow's throws for 288 yards a game, 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. So too hard to tell. It's gonna be close.
I love that Aaron Donald got ranked 28th.
Yeah, that's the highest he'll ever be. Promise. Terry McLaurin, is he using Terry like he should?
Yeah, he was. Game 1 he did. He was tearing it up.
He's the one.
Terry is a monster, man. I had him in IOM last year. He was so good. He's probably the best receiver I've had in the last few Maddens. Just even better than Waddle.
I think he had a good game 1. He's been shut down in game 2 and 3 though.
Where's Smithy?
Derwin's a monster. Trent Williams doesn't do jack shit.
It was the greatest when me and Jerm did a scrim, and basically every time Trent Williams was out there to block, he just did nothing.
I don't think stretches are as good this year at all. The tackles get blown up.
Yeah, they do.
So you can't get around them.
There's no edge rush, but there's edge break tackle.
If Trent Williams is number 25, League's rookie user's got to be like number 2.
He did dominate.
He was tossing Trent Williams around.
It was so stupid. This game is so stupid. Why do we play this game? Jamar Chase, this is probably where he'll stay most of his career.
Or TJ.
Another
Chase will be solid, but never like a top guy, just because V-Bank's not a super heavy passer.
Yeah. MHC's Kyler. This price range he'll stay in forever.
Think so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think so.
He's turned it around some. Yeah, he's 7 touchdowns, 4 picks. So I think Kyler had a meh week 1, but he's done. He's recovered himself in 2 and 3.
And then DK is just a Madden god. Best receiver in the game.
Yep. Hands down.
All right, let's move to 11 through 20.
Well, we should start going 20 through 11. Start climbing up.
That's what we did last time.
No, we didn't. Not entirely.
Yeah, 30 through 21 we did.
30 through 21. All right, keep doing it then.
We got Christian McCaffrey.
He might drop a little bit.
Yeah,
unless I figure out what I'm doing.
Because Gom hates not 94 speed running backs.
What are the odds McCaffrey's on Gom's team season 2?
None. 0 chance.
Because do you think Gom's going to draft a 94 speed halfback in the 3rd round?
Yes. There's no chance. I will bet anything that Christian McCaffrey will not be on the Carolina Panthers by the trade deadline next season. Guaranteed.
And Gom has also drafted a fast rookie running back.
Yes. But he's got Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson will probably have 1,800. He might have 1,800 yards this year.
The interesting thing is like I was saying, I put Christian McCaffrey on the block, and I only had a couple bites. And then the moment I'd finished all my superstar trades, 10 people messaged, "What do you want for CMC?" And I'm like, "Where the hell were you guys? Where the hell were you guys?"
He's so gone.
Well, at this point now, it all depends how my draft goes, because
he's going to be less value though.
If I can figure out how to,
you're going to trade him before the draft.
Well, I fully recognize that the best chance of me actually ever winning a Super Bowl again is probably with CMC, because he does things
that you don't do.
That intelligent people who know how to play Madden will use to win games. That
like throw to the running back a lot.
Precisely. So if I can figure out how to use him and keep him, that's probably my best chance to win a Super Bowl. Will it happen? I don't know. JermVegas has got pretty good odds that he's moving, so we'll see.
He's moving. Moving for sure.
I might not even be able to afford the cap hit. Who knows?
We got Patty Mahomes at 19.
I think he's doing respectable with Mahomes.
Yep.
Patty is a absolute god. And I think, McGee's doing really well. Well, he only has 428 yards. He is definitely not throwing the ball.
Well, he's
a ton.
Well, he's got one of the strongest arm quarterbacks, and he's doing little dump offs.
Yeah,
I guess
it's kind of crazy.
CMC for Patrick Mahomes?
Question mark? Minka is excellent, but it was kind of surprising he's up this high.
I saw him. Maloney had a pick with him in this game.
Does he use him a lot?
I don't think so.
Vita Vea, who Pax acquired in his big.
No, it's Vita Vea.
Vita Vea.
Vita V.
That's his name now.
And Vita Vea is a monster. He was a monster for me last Madden. Interior D-line is where it's at.
I don't know why he did that trade. Like, to get rid of Vea. He's so good.
Yeah, I would have kept Vea as well. I mean, there's so many. Plus, he had to eat a penalty on him.
Yeah.
Really no perk. I mean, I guess he got what, 2 first-rounders for him?
I don't even remember what he got.
Well, 2 first and Huntley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have done.
No, you're gonna get a couple. 32.
People sometimes see defensive tackle and they're like, "Oh, he's replaceable." But man, yeah, like that.
No, you can't lose, especially for a 1.32 2 years in a row.
Justin Jefferson, absolute monster. I saw him. I was watching a game and he had a couple just deep post route touchdowns that were amazing.
He's probably the second best receiver in the game outside of DK.
He only has 170 yards though, so I guess I watched like both of his good plays. AJ Osborne has double the catches and 100 more yards. And he's not even. He's 89 speed. What's going on? What is going on in this league?
What's happening?
I don't know what's happening. And then you got. I asked Brandon what he wanted for Kane and Wangu. I had to throw it out there, and he didn't even respond to me. And he has 2 carries for 10 yards.
Wasting away.
It's like DirecTV Sunday Ticket. I will give you all my money if you let me stream it. I'll give you my money.
Trade Wangwu to Germ. And if you're going to trade to Germ, at least don't do it for a 5th-round pick.
The 4th last year.
Okay.
He was terrible. Nobody knew who he was. I'd give my 2nd for him.
And another boy you want.
DeForest Buckner, absolute god. The best defensive lineman in the game, without a question.
He was stuffing almost. I was scared to run up the middle against the Colts week 1.
Yeah.
Because he's just in my backfield.
It's not even that. He's so tall, and he gets deflections. Like every time I played a Fedo last year, DeForest Buckner would always get a random deflection. It's crazy. You don't even think with that with defensive linemen, but he would always get one.
Yeah, Trigger, do not trade Buckner to anybody for anything.
Maybe Buckner needs to go back to San Francisco though. That's where he started.
Do not. You will not get good value for Buckner because Buckner is better than anything you can get.
That's probably true.
Don't do it.
We've got Devontae Adams.
It's the highest he'll ever be.
Pure receiver in the game, and he has 5 catches through 2 games.
Jarrett is going to trade him, I bet.
MHC is going to trade Hopkins for Adams. Book it. Gonna happen.
No, that can't happen.
No, I think Adams is like impossible to trade. Like a 50 million cap hit.
Probably.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Probably.
Madden saves us all.
Isaiah Simmons, the best user in the entire game. Be interesting to see if he can get a dev on him, though.
It'll all depend if you throw dumb balls or not, Jerm.
Well, MHC is typically not get a big stats with his user guy, is he?
No, he had
Patrick Queen.
He hit Patrick Queen, get Lurker a few years ago.
Yeah. I mean, he's also on that team.
And Isaiah Simmons has 3 picks in 3 games.
He had a lot of leads in that game, but like Jerm just said, he's already got 3, so he's going to be in there.
He's got 3 picks, a sack, 2 deflections.
Yeah, he'll probably dev then. Or he'll be in the running.
Only Jerm can stop it.
Man, Leon doesn't have tackles for loss either. That's unfortunate.
Yep.
That's unfortunate. How's that pop? What's going on? Kyle Pitts, just a phenom.
Yeah.
Is Joe Daddy using him right?
Best pure tight end on the game. Well, not pure tight end. Best receiving tight end on the game. Username right, that is the question. And the answer is yes. Well, somewhat yes. 18 catches, 247 yards. So he's not getting down the field a lot.
That's right. It's only 2 games, I think.
Only 13 yards a toss.
So he's getting a lot of targets.
3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He 3 he has played.
85 yards a game. He's got 1 touchdown. He's got Denzel Mims with 14 catches for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Freaking what is Denzel with Mims and Madden?
I don't know. And then Jair Alexander, who is probably the second best corner on the game.
It's true.
And he'll always be. Jair will stay top 20 probably the whole CFL.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Top 10
through 10. Top 10. Here we go.
You showing all 10 or you going 10?
I got to show all 10. It's the screenshots I took. No, I didn't spend a lot of time on this, like I said. If I would have spent a lot of time on the last one I did, I spent so many hours on.
No drama.
There's the 10. So we've got 3 quarterbacks on this baby. Let's start with number 10, Lamar Jackson. The highest he'll ever be or the lowest he'll ever be?
I think he's going to stay right around there.
Probably. I think he'll always stay top 15.
Yep.
Derrick Henry is number 9. I just assume, and I guess a lot of people assume, Taste loves to run the football, and he should be a match made in heaven with Derrick Henry.
He has been pounding it to him.
Yeah, 45 carries through 2 games for 246 yards, 3 touchdowns, 150 yards a game, 9 broken tackles.
I can't wait to play him.
Just remember MHC running down the field with the stiff arm.
Yeah.
Classic moment. And
no one within 20 yards.
History.
No one within 20 yards, just like running down with his head down.
Jalen Ramsey, best pure corner on the game.
He's too short for Intel.
Intel will for sure trade
next year.
He's
gone.
Him and McCaffrey both be traded before next year's trade block.
Maybe Ramsey for McCaffrey.
No.
See, I was told that I have to get more than 2 first-round picks for CMC for it to be fair. So we'll see. That was what I was told.
No, you were trading McCaffrey and
then I asked afterwards.
No, you asked one person. That's what one person
alone
said.
Would be.
No, CMC alone, 2 firsts is fine for CMC alone.
Halfbacks shouldn't get more than that.
Halfbacks are exactly.
He was trying to trade DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey for 2 firsts and Tyquan Thornton. Let's get it out there.
It's terrible. It's beautiful.
It's terrible.
High firsts, though.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Terrible. George Kittle. I don't think he'll be the number 1 tight end. I don't think he'll stay the top tight end. Figure Mark Andrews, because he's feeding Mark Andrews like crazy. So Mark Andrews will probably take over as the top tight end next time we do this. But I do love me some George Kittle, and he is a monster. And then he's even fun to run to his side because he's such a good blocker.
Yeah.
Or Jacob Harris, tight end.
Yeah, Jacob Harris can be. Who wasn't even on this list, which is going to be a funny thing. But Lamar throwing to Andrews is going to be much more successful than poor old.
Well, Andrews is only 240 yards.
Yeah, but he's his leading receiver, though. So
it all depends. If Pax gets to a point where he's got that,
he's Oklahoma boy.
Yeah, he'll start using his receivers a little bit more if he gets everything wrapped up. But for now, he's got to win. And Kittle unfortunately has Trey Lance throwing at him, and at least Trey Lance has been somewhat accurate for now.
Come on,
we'll see how long.
Nick Chubb is number 6 with Koopa. Again, that's another, just like Derrick Henry and Taste, Koopa and a running back is a perfect combination. And Nick Chubb
but I don't think Chubb can stay that high.
Well, probably I don't think he will either because Koopa is as sim as they get with his running back, so he is using Kareem Hunt in all passing formations.
So Koopa, he's still, though, in 3 games, Chubb has 56 carries for 281 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's splitting time because Kareem Hunt has 26 carries for 170 yards.
Koopa and Johnny are like playing the same offense.
Yeah. That's because they know how that the fall forward is still here.
No, they've just got God running backs.
Also true.
Chubb's a monster. Chubb should fall for it every freaking time.
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor, best pure running back on the game.
Yep.
Trigger's struggling to get Taylor going.
Trigger's struggling to get a lot of things going.
Yep.
I was really scared of Taylor, and then I felt better after week 1, but maybe he'll.
Yeah, I think he just has to find the right rushing playbook and not be so predictable with it.
And have Baker Mayfield back there.
Actually, he's been doing better with Hines than he has been with Taylor. If I see,
Hines only has 8 carries for 40 yards.
Or maybe he's throwing passes to him. That's what it is.
Well, he probably uses Hines in all passing formations.
He does.
Yeah.
Which to me, I have Jonathan Taylor. He's never leaving the field.
Never.
Yeah.
Number 4, Micah Parsons, who we would all agree was the best player in RCFM last Madden.
And as long as he stays with Flap, he is going to be again.
Yeah, I don't know. Wonder how Flap's even username this year. Has he got him edge rushing again? His 1 sack, 8
He's doing
tackles,
both.
But no picks or deflections or anything like that.
Just a rough start, but he'll be up there again.
Yep. Then we got Tyreek, of course.
On Synax, he has to be top 5 forever.
He will stay top 10 probably forever.
Forever.
He only has 11 catches for 333 yards.
Even when he regresses to 96 speed eventually, he'll still be up there.
Only averaging 30 yards catch.
That's it?
I'm not looking forward to playing him this season.
Nah, it's going to be miserable. I got to play him too.
But Mustang has to play him a lot more because he's in the same conference.
Then our top 2 are both quarterbacks.
Yep.
We've got Aaron Rodgers at number 2, who Codfish has been doing very well with, and then Seymour will continue that, I am positive.
Yep.
Still has Gunslinger. Still unbelievable for another season or 2 if he doesn't retire. 8 touchdowns, 3 picks, 830 yards in 3 games. Yep. Aaron Rodgers, stud. And then Josh Allen and Jake, which is just the perfect match made in heaven. And
he got the good roll on that last ability too.
It was a solid roll. It wasn't Gunslinger, so it wasn't a perfect roll, but it was a solid roll.
Not perfect, but solid.
He's already got 1,000 passing yards. And I watched one of the throws he made was like 70 yards in the air. I don't know if y'all were watching the game. It was like a 70-yard rope. It was the best throw I've ever seen watching a Madden game. And it just dropped right in, I think, Diggs' hands perfectly. And I even posted in chat, I was like, I've never in my Madden life been more jealous of a quarterback than that throw right there that I know I will never be able to make.
Yep.
So, any surprises?
I wouldn't. Surprise additions, there's too many, as we talked about. Just based, I think it was more based on their overalls. I'd say surprise omissions, there are several.
Yeah.
I mean, not surprise, but deserving omissions, like Fields will be up there for a Fedo now.
Fields will definitely be up there. Which Lance isn't up there, and a couple people did put Lance on there, but I didn't. I personally did not think Lance was a top 100 player, so I omitted him myself.
Brady should be up there had we known about the trade, because he's going to be a top performer now with Synax.
A few people put Quez Watkins just because he's fast, but he hadn't been used at all.
Miles Sanders for Skittles is doing really well. He's an omission.
I thought a few people might have put Robbie
Miles
Anderson.
Sanders was like one of the last ones to miss.
Yeah.
What, Gom?
I was just thought a few people might have put Robbie Anderson on there because they know I like 2 receivers and Robbie's my second one. But
well, even you said he doesn't do anything.
I didn't say Robbie doesn't do anything.
You said he's old, so he's not going to.
He is old.
There's no point in you throwing him the football.
He's got more yards than Schwartz, I think. Maybe.
That's not true.
It might be true.
Telling lies.
Go look.
I already did. I'm telling you it's not true.
But is it almost true?
I don't think so. Probably like 100 yards, not true. I'm trying to see if there's any other. There was a few. A few people put Mills, actually, so he barely missed. Devin Bush is one that barely missed. Kind of look through some of these that didn't make it.
The Bengals linebacker user.
Somebody picked. Oh no.
Davis Gaither is going to be up there for VBank.
Yeah.
He will be top 25 for sure because he's basically going to replace his rookie that he just destroyed everybody with last Madden.
Soup safety Gardner Johnson.
Yep. Chris Olave.
Olave will be on there. A lot of those rookie receivers, like Jameson Williams, barely made it, but like Garrett Wilson is not in there. Olave's not in there. So,
well, top 100 at midseason is going to look a lot different for sure.
Yeah, I'll try to do one at the end of this season, but I don't know. I mean, these take a lot of work. Like this one didn't take I didn't put as much time into it. I mean, last year we had the quotes and all that stuff and pictures, and it's just a lot of work.
Leaks user boy Maffey or Meef or whatever the hell you say his name. He's got 4. He's second in sacks.
Well, he probably sacked me 3 of them, beating Trent Williams.
Oh, I bet you got Joe Daddy a couple times. I'm certain of that.
You thinking Joe Daddy likes getting sacked?
I think so.
So. Yeah. So who do y'all think like is the number one best player in the whole league that you would love to have? Not counting your current roster, who's the number one player?
Okay, the player I'd love to have the most is Myles Garrett, but I don't know if you consider him. He should be considered.
He should be
99.
He should be.
He's still good.
Madden 20, he was.
Yeah. But he's even then he still disrupts that. What other best player?
Combination of Jair, elite corner the whole time.
I'd want one of those guys. Now, if you say the combination of coach with player and performance, it's probably gonna be Tyreek Hill.
Well, if again, Sonic spreads the ball around more than a lot of guys.
He's got 33 yards of reception.
I know, it's stupid.
And just him being on the field.
Okay, so if Gom had him, which Gom did before, he would have way more receiving yards and way more touchdowns. Because Gom would have 2,500 yards and 35 touchdowns.
Gom's looking very sleepy-ish right now.
Yeah, well, we're past 2 a.m.
Sleepy. No,
which is 11.
11 o'clock here.
I know, this is the time you usually cut us off.
No, wife's gone.
We are at 2 hours and 17 minutes. Every time Mustang's on, we go super long.
I know, super long.
I'm going to start calling this the Joe Rogan experience.
Hey, it's the extra content for the viewers.
Yeah, it is. That's right. I don't know which player I'd have over anything. Part of me wants to say
he's already got him, Mitchell Schwartz.
No, that's silly. And it's Anthony
Mitchell Schwartz.
Or Anthony Schwartz.
Offensive tackle. It's just what Gom needs.
That's exactly what I want. He's got
Schwartz and Chin.
Tackle.
Schwartz and Chin he is complete.
No, if we were doing a fantasy draft and you got the number one pick, I think I would take Mahomes.
I'd take Allen over Mahomes.
I'd take Allen over Holmes just for the immersion because I absolutely love Josh Allen. He's my favorite player in the league. He's my favorite player since Peyton Manning, like non-49er player.
Oh, okay.
I would take Mahomes just because I don't trust that EA has programmed away the Josh Allen crappy moments.
I think they fixed him.
Well, Mahomes, Sinex is not liking Mahomes that much last year. Well, that was like the biggest mistake he made. He traded a lot for Mahomes, and I was like, "Oh, this is bad."
The guys with the higher throw power, they make more mistakes.
Yeah, and the throw power on drags is very bad. So if you like to throw a lot of drags, then Mahomes isn't the one for you. And that's why Mahomes, the 1 year I had him, I just loved it because I'm a deep ball and middle ball thrower as opposed to throwing drags. So
if I had the first pick overall, it'd be a tough choice between Garrett because he's my favorite player or one of my favorite players. And he's good, and I like defensive ends. A young lockdown corner like a Alexander who will last, or I'd be really tempted to take Kyle Pitts.
Pitts is a
second-year player. Second-year player, tight end.
I think you'd have to take Garrett, otherwise you'd hate yourself forever.
I'm taking the elite corner. I would want Ramsey or Jair Alexander. Just because all the other positions on the field, really, you can kind of control everything. You can shut down the field with a linebacker. You can shut down the field with safety. Some people use their D lineman. I can find a good tight end somewhere. I can find a good receiver somewhere. An elite shutdown corner that you don't have to worry about. They're just over there doing their thing, shutting down the best receiver in the field. So I would love to have the elite corner.
Parsons would be fun too, but just from personal choice,
yes.
I would take Garrett over him. Even that'd be arguable who's better in Madden, especially, but I would just because of homerism.
Yeah. I will say, like,
Parsons would be tempting.
For stock rosters, it would be Mahomes. If it was our season 5 Madden 22, Denzel Ward. He was just a complete god at corner, like Jerm was talking about. If you have one of those out there, you don't have to worry about anything around him.
Yeah. Like, you can do fine with a bad quarterback. You can't really do fine with a terrible corner.
Yeah,
Josh Allen. Be tough pass with Josh Allen.
Yeah, knowing you have a corner over there that'll jump bubble screens that Jerm is throwing at you every time he does it.
I never did it again.
I think a lot of guys would pick Isaiah Simmons really high too.
Yeah, very true.
Yep. If Simmons was stock superstar, but in our league, it is a little tougher to get that. I guess defense isn't as hard as offense, but it's not a given.
It'll take MEC a season to do it.
See my corner last year, who was the number 2 in X Factor role, and never didn't even get superstar, and he had the second best chance.
Igby.
All right. Any closing arguments?
I guess we're not doing fantasy.
If you want to talk about it extremely quick, y'all remember who you took? I've got mine.
Yeah,
I wrote mine.
Everyone knows who we took.
Oh yeah,
Brock
I forgot to send that out. So who's y'all's quarterback?
Bonus round.
Quick.
Justin Fields.
Really?
I have
smart.
I took Justin Fields.
I have Brady.
Oh, so you edited yours? Who was yours?
No,
before?
I had Tua.
Boo.
So you.
Boo.
It auto switched.
Grandfathered in. Well, I'm one of those idiots that picked Tyler Huntley.
Oh, that's a shame.
He's going to lead the league in interceptions.
He's probably going to lead the league in pass attempts too, so it's worth a shot. I do have Derrick Henry and James Cook as my 2 running backs, so I feel pretty good about those.
I have Mixon, Elijah Mitchell, and James Cook as my.
Elijah Mitchell.
You get a lot of touchdowns, and that touchdowns are fantasy points.
I took.
I don't think he has any though. He has one, I think.
I took a lesser-known running back named Tyler Goodson.
I thought about taking Goodson. I
can't believe you guys took Goodson.
I had him for a long time, and I changed it at the last second.
Yeah, and I also have Travis Etienne from going all in on that division.
Yeah, you might hurt yourself with that Elijah Mitchell pick just because my immersion. Ty Davis Price is my goal line back.
I.e., he's going to have Nwangwu in 2 weeks.
But he did get stuffed a few times. So.
Jerm will never last with Elijah Mitchell. He'll find some 93 speed running back that's 70 overall.
No, I agree with that too. That's going to happen. It just might not happen this year.
No, it'll happen in 2 weeks. You'll need something to do while you're getting a sim win over me.
That's true. I will have 48 hours to do nothing except update JermVegas, which takes me forever because I have like 25 or 26 entries every time.
Yeah. All right. What are you guys receivers?
This is where I start falling apart a little bit. I took Olave, which that's a good one, but then I took Treylon Burks for some stupid reason.
Treylon Burks?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even know why. I think it was I just didn't like anyone in that slot. Yeah.
Hey, Flap did the same thing. So, I mean, there you go.
But I think when I took it, I didn't realize what team he was on. I think he had a good week 1. That's what it was.
You just picked all the highest week 1
No,
scores?
maybe on that one I just couldn't decide and I needed a receiver.
Well, I too made a terrible mistake at one of my receiver spots. I have a flex receiver, so I have Darnell Mooney, so that one's working out well. I have Waddle, which is going to be fine. And then my other receiver, in theory, I took Jamison Williams. in theory, I figured he'd force feed the crap out of him so he can get superstar. Jameson Williams in the first game had 3 catches for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns week 1. Since then, he has 0 catches in 2 games. Not a single catch.
Yeah. Hey, Burks has 5 catches, but 196 yards, so he's rocking that 40 yards per catch average there.
Why is he not throwing to a 90-speed receiver?
Chasing the week 1 totals, it'll bite you every time. So
I didn't even chase it then. I just assumed a 98-speed rookie receiver is going to be devved all to hell. He's Waddle last year. He is Waddle last Madden. Rookie 98-speed star receiver. Actually, Waddle was superstar last year.
So speaking of Waddle, he is one of my 3 receivers, along with Tyreek.
You took both of them.
I took both of them. I knew
I hate having 2 receivers in the same team in fantasy.
I wouldn't have done that if it was anyone but Synax, but I know. And that was before it was Tom Brady. Now that Tom Brady's there, I'm just like, yep, I am quite content. And then the other receiver I ended up taking was Darnell Mooney. So
you
looking
have
good right now.
You have Mooney and Waddle as well.
I have Mooney, Waddle, and Hill.
And then tight end
updated the points for week 3. That's cool.
Hey, what?
The points for week 3 are on his latest sheet tonight.
Oh.
He's keeping up with it.
Nice.
Oh, you actually sent out a... Oh.
Wow.
How bad am I doing?
Well.
Freaking hungry.
Yeah,
it's not
Justin
good.
Fields definitely had the best week.
Yay, Justin Fields.
That's the theme of the show, is Mustang just giving up every yard and point possible.
So 32 points, but he did not have the best week. Someone else had the best week.
How is Trigga winning with Trey Lance as his quarterback is all I want to know.
Is he winning?
Hey, Lance ain't bad.
How's he winning?
He ain't really doing much.
Total points on the left column.
Oh, because he has the 2 highest scores for the week.
Who are they, Mustang?
Noah Fant. And then DK Metcalf.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a Fedo, because I don't think a Fedo's player or Mooney's on there, but the other dude, Jones, wasn't on there. But Fant had 3 touchdown catches and like 180 yards, so that's why he's 41 points. And then DK got a cooldown for league, so he's 38.4 points.
Yep. Yeah, as long as you do nothing with Trey Lance, Trigga won't win the week. So
I have a nice 48 points for the week.
I think I was like 70.
Olave had 1.6 because Gom shut him down.
Yeah, he did.
And most of my other guys. I have Evan Ingram, so that's going to be a sore disappointment now.
He got some catches today.
He's in a wasteland now. Like normally I'd be like, oh man, Gom getting a fast tight end, but he ain't gonna freaking use him anyway.
He's gonna be good for 3 or 4 catches for 45 yards a game.
Yeah, he'll piss you off with 3 catches.
2 touchdowns all season.
Yep.
I mean, Irv went to Gom to die. He had 2 amazing CFMs in a row with me. One of them, he wasn't even the main tight end; he was a backup, and still he got 1,000 yards a year.
Had to keep Irv away from Germ. Couldn't let him.
I need to trade for Irv.
You should do it.
I'm getting to those DMs right now. Give me my 2 tight end sets back. Now I can't do that because then I'd take Danny Gray off the field, and I gotta have Danny Gray.
So tight end, obviously we know what Mustang took. And who did you take for your tight end, Jeremy?
I just said Evan Ingram.
Oh, you took him too.
Yeah, in a wasteland. Carolina wasteland.
Meanwhile, I took
Hayden Hurst, huh?
I took Hayden Hurst because he is on V-Bank's team.
Only you and V-Bank, or only you and Joe Daddy took Hayden Hurst.
Because I remember what V-Bank did last year. He got rid of all his receivers, and then he got what's his face? What's that long
Alberto.
name? Yeah, Alberto, and he just threw the hell out of Alberto. And if you look at V-Bank's team, besides Chase, Hayden Hurst is going to get the second. Is going to be his second.
Oh, a Fedo went Trey Lance. Fedo, Trigga.
A lot of trust in Germ's offense here.
Jake.
Maloney.
Look at these. All these playoff teams taking Trey Lance. I like it.
Yeah.
I would never take Trey Lance. Germ doesn't do bad, but you're always like a 10 to 15 quarterback.
Game manager for sure.
Yeah.
I had
not
one
a
great year with Baker to get him superstar, but yeah, other than that.
Typically not a fantasy quarterback person.
There is Elijah Mitchell. Soup. I don't have a big.
Soup and me.
Yep.
Anybody take Debo?
I don't see any Debo.
Receiver 2.
Oh, there he is.
Down.
Koopa and Smithy.
Not Johnny?
Koopa and Smithy and Johnny. Yeah. So it's Johnny, Smithy, and Koopa.
I got a few guys out there. See, Kittle got screwed. Somebody Leak took Kittle. Kittle got screwed because he was in the first round, guys.
Yeah.
So nobody was going to take Kittle as a first round guy.
Except for Leak.
Yeah. Leak will make it happen every time he plays you.
Hey, 4 people actually took my 60 overall running back.
I almost
like
did.
Me. I did it. I'd do it again. Look at I've got 25.8 points this week.
Tyler Goodson. The game. This will be the best fantasy my team has all season.
How many people stuck with Huntley? Me. Pirate. Pax. Me, Pirate, and Pax all stuck with Huntley. I could have changed it, but I was just like, I'm just riding it. Just go ride or die.
I don't know why you should have even been able to change Huntley, because I mean, he was using him from the beginning, so you should have had to stick with him no matter what.
That's why I did it. I would have felt right bad if I didn't do it.
Immoral.
But I mean, the Tom Brady thing did throw everything off. Value went through the roof. Yeah. As you see, he already threw 500 yards and got a freaking cooldown. All right, closing arguments again. We're at 2 hours, 31 minutes. This is the longest one ever.
Feta would be asleep right now, for sure.
The show that never ends.
He's too excited from our game earlier. He was pumped.
Yeah.
Let's call him and see what his thoughts are. Or he's still thinking about it.
We chatted a bit after, and he was like, that was an amazing game if you hate defense. I'm like, yeah, that's one of the weirdest games I've ever played in Madden, because normally I'm more of a defensive.
The worst game is one of those 40 or 45. I'd rather lose like 14-7 than win 50-43.
We played Cymax's dream game.
Mm-hmm. You basically both challenge your inner Cynax. Hopefully you feel dirty now.
So it's so funny in JermVegas, the guy winning, he didn't even play week 1, and it's Codfish. So he started with -50 because he didn't even fill it out week 1,
and he has no idea who
he has no idea who half or 20 of these people are, and he's smoking everybody. Him and Greatness are smoking everybody.
Or is he secretly someone else that knows?
Could be. Maybe he's Velasco.
Oh, that makes sense.
It makes sense because he's been lurking, hadn't said a word
right?
for years, lurking in the shadows. Velasco.
He's real friendly and nice and active.
Yeah, super active.
There's a little bit of little bit of truth.
Almost too active.
Yeah, I'm wondering how.
Mustang, second? You are in 10th place.
I wasn't 6th earlier.
It doesn't matter.
It's not updated with everything past like 6 o'clock tonight.
Doesn't matter if you're 1st or 10th, as long as you make the cut. Everyone's the same.
True. So number one gets a 50 bonus.
Ooh.
I don't know. So this week I ended up with like 25 more entries. I think I'll just do top 20. Make it.
See, in some ways I like this thing where you do it that way, but by cutting people off, it's like discouraging activity.
I know.
That's why they play Brock Kings.
Usually the last few people, usually everybody past 20 doesn't fill it out every week.
Mm-hmm.
I usually have like 22 to 23 people that do it every week, and then there's always like 3 or 4 that'll do it this week, and then they'll miss a week, then they'll do it again.
And then Jerm always has the
and they can play to get back in.
The add back to,
because that happened 3-4 people last year.
Yeah, that's true.
I was eliminated like fairly early, and then I got back in and actually made the top 3 by the time it was all said and done. So there no reason to quit, because you can get back in and all of a sudden turn it around.
I am open to ideas though, and I did want to add the DFS thing at some point, just as like a little tiny mini game.
Or you could just like run a mid-season JermVegas for all the losers, so you can do twice as much work. Woohoo!
Don't know all that.
Don't think so.
No. My plate's kind of full. All right, closing thoughts.
Boo at Madden 23 being too close to Madden 22. We're all going to be bored, but not bored, but
that, and we've already got like the meta of what to do, what coverages. Some
same.
Guys,
that's
know
the big
what
thing.
Coverages to beat, and usually it takes a couple seasons for that comfort level to get. We're starting there in season 1, so it's a little worrying, but hopefully, the momentum keeps going the way it has.
Yeah, well, we wanted a franchise longer than 5 seasons, and if we can all just view this as our 6th season of our existing franchise and we just all swap teams, then maybe it'll feel a little better.
I wish they'd do that. I really do wish they would release Madden every other year so we could do 2 years CFM. Because it's the same game anyway.
The game needs it.
At
for a
this
modern
point,
game with the complexity of a football game, yearly releases, it's too tough to do meaningful changes.
Well, at this point, knowing what you know now about this Madden version, if you could go back, would you rather keep the same franchise and run it for another 5 seasons, or would you switch to Madden 23?
I mean, you don't got a choice, but we would lose the entire league if we didn't. I mean, if Madden 23 wasn't an option, I think it'd be awesome to just continue Madden 22. But I mean, the league would fold in 2 seconds if we were like, "Hey guys, we're not gonna play the new game this year. We're gonna."
We were getting a lot of people sick of it last year.
We're gonna keep going, yeah. But usually they get sick of it though, just because it's the last season.
Yeah,
and they're not
exactly.
They're not contending. So I mean, that always happens the last season.
Yeah.
True.
Everybody goes through the motions at the end there because they know that they're not deving anybody. They're not playing for next year.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But all we know is that Mustang's going to win his division, and we finally expect you to show us what you got, man.
With the Texans?
Yep.
You don't have your first rounder though, right? So you said that.
I got rid of my first rounder, but I have the Browns and the Steelers.
Oof.
First rounders.
Wow, look at this guy trading for first rounders.
They don't make playoffs. That's 2 top.
Well, I inherited the Browns from Watson.
Yep.
And I had mine, and I traded mine to get Fant, and I traded Tunsil to get the Steelers first. So
that was a good trade. Great trade. Anytime you get a first for an O lineman, you do it.
Trent Williams is available, by the way.
I will say this, Mustang. If you were to win a Super Bowl with the Texans, that would be a better achievement than any Super Bowl anyone has won thus far. Because I won with the Texans, but it was a much, much better Texans squad.
Didn't Pax win with the Jets last year, like season 1?
Yes.
Yeah,
that was pretty hard to top.
That was Egyptian Pax, though. So anything he won in Egypt, we don't count.
But first year stock rosters, you never know. I went undefeated with the Vikings the very first year of AGS.
Yep. My Texans win was first year stock rosters on the reboot. So
I went 15-1 with the stock roster Jets in the reboot in the Division of Hell with Velasco and Afedo and
Ricky.
Well, Ricky.
The reason why we have to do blind drafts now.
Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I think I'm done.
Thoughts are closed.
I believe all thoughts are closed. Mustang, thank you for the last 2 hours and 40 minutes of your time.
And
on short notice, no less. I've messaged Mustang because I was planning on getting somebody to do this earlier today, and I never did. And then I went and played basketball. And then whenever I was coming home, I was like, "Oh wait, I never did ask anybody."
We can't just have me and Jerm on one of these.
I can always count on Mustang. Short notice.
Usually.
Always. Always.
And so everybody, for your merchandise OG orders, contact me or Jerm. Jerm can forward me with his 10%.
Proceeds go towards cat food.
That's right. Cat food and new hats for Jerm.
That's true. Next show might have backwards hat on again.
Yep.
All right. 2 hours, 39 minutes. We're done. We will see y'all next time.
Night.
See ya.